Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the inaugural Irish Open Cup for Trackmania, where we have 6 maps, 11 players, and as I say, a week of practice underneath them. Behind them at this point, what an exciting evening it looks set to be. The first map we're going to be kicking things off on tonight is going to be Vermilion, made by Xerxes. Described as tech in a bit of dirt with some tight corners. This one's definitely set to be an interesting one. I think one of the maps that we have here for you tonight that really is just going to be a little bit more technical is going to allow the players to show us what they've got. And we are underway with a round that will have no knockouts. The format tonight is same as Cup of the Day. Will be knockout then with just a nice warm-up round for the players beforehand. One player going out each round until we have 2 fighting it out to get it. You get less points the lower you place on each map, as in if you place first, you get less points. And ultimately, you want to finish with as few points as possible. Points from the time attack have carried over for these players as well. And so there is already battles clearly delineated across it. As you can see, this map will take about 30 seconds to complete. A world record of 30.65 seconds. Or a time on this, not a world record of 30.65. A time early set by Walshy of 30.65 on this map. Should be an exciting one. The race at the top is really, I think, going to be between, you'd expect, Babs and Juna. Those two well clear at the top of this one. Walshy, Jarine and Fishy Frog follow them just behind. And then there's a 4-way race between Swishy, Dank, Yatta and Bazoot. And behind them, Ferg, Tiggy, the Tiger and Awesome Dragon will be looking to clinch points for themselves. So there's battles all the way down the boards, as one player will be eliminated. We're going to be underway with the first race. The first player getting knocked out of this one. As we follow on board with Dank TM for the moment, we'll keep an eye on who's going forward. Dank TM getting a good line into the first one, but not good enough. There goes Fish Frog off into the distance. Dank losing out a little bit of speed on that one. You can see how important it is to keep your speed up through that section. As we go into this drift, a little bit of a tough turn, and it's this angle I think will potentially catch some of these players out. You could see someone go very wide there. Dank now chasing through, good positioning on this one, will retain speed. Transition onto the dirt is very clean, keeping up as we look to be setting kind of a mid-31 here. Not the fastest round I think we're likely to see, but in the end, Dank pulling off a second place in that one. Fishy Frog, Juna, and unfortunately we will see Tiggy eliminated from this first round. 1 player eliminated, 11 left to go. Ferg going to be feeling the heat on this next round, as was the player who was next behind. So why don't we follow on board with Ferg as we head into this next one. I think this race at the back so tight. Again, every position matters, every point will matter. And I mean, all of these players will want to do well on it as well. All of them, there's the rivalries across the board on it. Ferg doing a lot better this time. Someone looks like they're down at the back. Walshy is going to be all the way forward at the front. Who's even down at the bottom right now? Hard to tell. Let's go further down to the back. I have no idea where anyone is. Ferg is just ahead of someone. Juna is in fact just behind. Juna going out this early would be a big upset on this map as well. You can see Ferg, that last line a little bit rough, but will still just about sneak it across. No! Yes! Ferg 9th. And it looked like, I'm not even sure who, Awesome Dragon just ahead of someone. It's hard to keep track here. Yatta goes out early. Oh my goodness, that's a bit of an upset on this one. Yatta is definitely mid-table coming into this one. Not someone you'd have expected to be going out so early on. And in the race between Yatta and Bazoot, those two have been head-to-head all week long. That one's going to be a little bit tough for them to swallow. They'll just be sitting, they'll be spectating, watching as the rest of this map plays out as we ride back on board with Awesome Dragon here. Round 3 is staying ahead of Ferg H at the moment. If we jump over to is going to be a little bit rough. Oh, there was a big crash there. Who crashed? I have absolutely no idea. But it is someone's crashed, and that's going to be big. You cannot afford to be making mistakes like that. At that point, you're just relying on someone else making the crash as well. And Ferg will cross the line. Awesome Dragon down in 8th. And in fact, Juna low. Babs the one to crash? Surely not. You're having a laugh, lad. As Babs will cross the line, a dismal time of 44 seconds. And Babs will go out early on. Implications at the top of the table, as Babs will be beaten out by Juna. And this is a chance now for Juna to potentially put some serious points between themselves and Babs. They came in so close. Both of them held 3 world records across 3 different maps coming into this one, of the splitting them between them. The fact that Juna now has the chance to really pull clear is going to be something that, I don't know, you have to hope the nerves don't get into them a little bit too much. You have to still perform. You can't afford to be slipping it up at this point. We're down now to 9 cars, and Awesome Dragon is at the back. has been scraping by. A couple of mistakes from other cars has let them kind of sneak through a couple a bit further. You wouldn't expect to be beating Babs very often, but at the back now is, I believe, Awesome Dragon. No, Jorian is all the way back. That was a mistake somewhere along the way that we missed. And Jorian will be the player to drop out here again. I think nerves potentially showing here in the early rounds, as Walshy apparently sets a nice PB on that round as well. A 30.622, a very good time for the map as well. Fishy Frog up there as well. This has been an exciting one so far. Some big upsets as Babs already going out. I think really the story here on Vermilion. And we'll keep an eye on the remaining players. Awesome Dragon continuing in. Walshy getting knocked out of the last one, I believe. No, sorry, Jorian. I tell a lie, not Walshy. And now it is Ferg who's down at the bottom. Ferg who will be trying to catch up on this play. Will do. Good speed into this corner. Will now come down to this corner, I think, to decide who's going to go out on this map. Oh, look, there goes Awesome Dragon on the inside. Good speed for Ferg, though, as they come around this corner. Oh, released just a little bit. It'll all come down to the last turn. The dirt. Oh, very good speed by Ferg. Has overtaken. So is Awesome Dragon. And it's the Tiger who will drop out that last turn. Didn't even look like they were a horse in the race, but will just slip behind at the last second. And it is the Tiger who we'll say goodbye to here on this round. Another whoops. A lot of whoops is coming out in chat. There's a lot of people feeling, I think, that they could have potentially done better, going out to mistakes, and that is the way the couple of the day format goes. All it takes is one mistake and you're gone, baby. You are out of there completely. We'll see if there's another mistake to decide on this round. Will we get a clean run from every competitor? Something we've been struggling to see so far. There's been a few. I think a little bit of a mistake there from DankTM and another mistake from Ferg, and a costly one as you head onto the dirt on that line. It makes it a little bit awkward for this one, but there's a big slowdown from the car in front as well. I believe that's Awesome Dragon. Here comes Ferg around the corner. A little bit of air time. The transition needs to be good. Has lost a lot of speed in that last corner, but just ahead the speed isn't great either. No, a huge mistake in front there. Who's that? Was that Walshy? Surely not. It was Juna. Juna looks like they have gone out. And that's important. Don't forget, it was Juna and Babs who came into this evening closest, well out in front of their competitors as well, but there was only 2 points separating them at the top. But they were fairly well clear of Walshy and Fishy Frog, and honestly, Walshy's already closed the gap. Walshy already now ahead of Babs on this one, and Fishy Frog not too far behind. Jorian would have been the other player to potentially catch up, but a mistake of their own has cost them. So map 1 not going well for the tournament favourites, and really that blows the rest of the competition wide on open. Walshy here, well in the lead. Let's ride on board with Bazoot. If I can find him, I can't. If I double click over here, yeah, that'll do it. I'm figuring it out as we go along. Don't worry about it. Awesome Dragon will need to find a lot of speed. Will probably at this point have to hope for a mistake from a competitor in front. It looks like the transitions are all good. This last corner is the last place forward. You have to risk it all, Awesome Dragon. And unfortunately just not quite able to get enough speed through that last corner. Not quite able to catch up to any opponents. It will be Awesome Dragon placing a very respectable 6th place here. Top half of the competition on map 1, and we are down to the final 5 racers. Some names potentially missing. Again, I can't stress it enough. Babs and June are really the players that you would have been expecting to see at the top there. Bazoot, I think, looking like the big winner at the moment, with his closest rival, Yatta, going out early on as well. Bazoot looking like any position now should be catapulting him up the leaderboard. That was a big mistake as well just there. Somebody is going very, very slowly right now. We're not sure exactly who it is. It looks like it'll be Ferg trying to make the catch-up happen. Is chasing down Dank. There needs to be a mistake from arrival on a corner here. Those two, you need to remember, you don't need to push too hard at this point. Keep an eye on the clock. If there's an opponent behind you who has made a big mistake, you don't need to risk it yourself. Ferg won't even make the jump. Resets back to the last checkpoint and will DNF in the end. Ferg going out at number 5, and we're down to just 4 players left on map 1. Again, my eyes are on Bazoot. That's the player who's been performing incredibly well, has looked strong so far, and is going to be making big gains up that leaderboard. Was tied in that pack of about 4 to begin with, but is now starting to pull away from his opponents a little bit. DankTM now, a little bit early on the drift into that first turn. All of them getting the gear. Very important that you do have the gear going into that. Really sets up for the rest of the map. And after that, it's just smooth driving here into this one. And that's a little bit of an awkward drift coming off the dirt. You can get it wrong very easily. This corner important. DankTM is just holding on in front of Bazoot right now. Bazoot looking like this could be the round to drop on out just as I was talking him up. Call that a caster curse if you will. And DankTM will cross the line nearly identical with Fishy Frog. 1,000th of a second separates them. And Bazoot 6/10 behind will be the player we say goodbye to on this round. We've got our podium places for map number 1. And what a podium it is right now. It's going to be Walshy, it's going to be Fishy Frog, and it's going to be Dank fighting it out for the finals place here on this one. Only one player will go down on this one, but hey, it's a little bit less stress. Save yourself for the rest of the evening, why don't you? I'm joking, of course. Look, win. Why wouldn't you win? You've come all this way. You've done everything that you need to do. Almost. Right now, it's Dank who's chasing, and it'll be Dank who has to risk on the last couple of corners. We'll see if his opponents, do they play it a little bit too safe? Right now, they're just looking quick. Fishy with a good line into that one. Will keep a lot of speed moving onto the dirt as well, but an awkward setup for this last turn. It doesn't matter. Fishy takes it lovely, and it'll be Fishy who comes out on top here in the round. Dank overtook Walshy at the death, and I wasn't even watching it. I was too busy admiring Fishy's lines. I thought that back wheel might potentially catch the hole, but not quite. Walshy, the player to drop here, and our finals on map 1 on Vermilion will be between the players Dank and Fishy Frog. It all comes down to this one for Vermilion. The points are on the line. The confidence as you head into the rest of the evening of having taken map number 1. Fishy Frog takes an early lead here. Will have a bit more speed going onto the line right now. Dank TM is just behind though, and is going to push through this one. Oh, Fishy so close to that wheel, is almost clipping into the wall. Dank trying for a little bit of a tighter line into that one, just going a little bit slower. Fishy gets a little bit of airtime. Dank though not going all that much faster this last turn to the side at all. Fishy takes it well. That's not good. No, Fishy at the death. The wheels slip over the edge and Dank steals it. Dank TM takes down Vermilion off the back of Fishy just eating the victory burger a little bit too soon. Saw it, didn't need to risk. The wheel slip over the edge. And Fishy Frog eliminated. Dank TM has pulled it through. And that's big. I'm going to take a look at the standings very quickly, and I think that's shaking things up a little bit. June is still in front, but now Babsy and Walsh are tied, just 4 points behind. And given how far clear they were coming into this, Juna and Babs, that's a bit of an upset already. Fishy trailing on 16, Ja Ryan just behind that, and then the battle behind has absolutely heated up. Dank has pulled well clear of that pack, but Bazoot, Swishy and Yatta are still only 6 points separating them. Behind them there is the Ferg, who's well clear of the Tiger, but the Tiger, Tiggy and Awesome Dragon, they're also just separated by 8 points, and so big results for any of them could change things up on the next map. We move on to New Phone Hoodis. The map made by Babs themselves, and I imagine Babs probably hoping not to be making an early mistake on this one. Probably played it plenty during it. We'll get a little bit of a chance for the players to warm up here on this map, and as we do, why don't we run through this map a little bit. A technical and challenging multi-style short map set in a wonky city skyline. One of the maps that has, I think you'd have to give credit, the best scenery here is Babs' map. It's looking well. Don't want to be dipping your wheels into the water here on this turn. That can be a difficult one, and you definitely slide out. Even a slight touch will do it there. Very important then to keep speed on this dirt section, followed by a small road part, just to give you a little bit of grip as you turn back in. Very important on that last dirt section to be maintaining 4th gear the entire way down, as if you don't, you will be getting overtaken. So that's something we'll be keeping an eye on. And of course, here is the highlight feature of the map right at the start that we missed on that last run. This half-pipe ice section that turns directly into the bug slide, and you have to keep speed, straighten out, and that can be a little bit tricky. It's very narrow through onto this grass platform, into a slide through here, and easy enough to slide out, clip the side. You really want to be in 5th gear coming into that city section, but again, it's quite tough. It's all quite tough, would you believe? All of these maps, I'll tell you, I've driven them myself. I wasn't very good at all of them. They're difficult. They're quite difficult. There's a lot of things that you can hit here on this map especially, and you don't want to slide out on the icy end. I haven't managed to do that, but also at the same time I have clipped that inside wall, clipped the outside pole a few times on it, and it's scary. Why don't we keep an eye on Babs warming up on their own map? See how they're doing. As Tiger is complaining in chat about a 0.8 PB that doesn't count because it happened in the warm-up. You gotta save your PBs, everyone knows it. Oh, that's a little bit awkward for Bazoot. Here we go, here's Babs. There's Babs, of course, in that Dignitas car, shouting out Hotspot. Unfortunately, couldn't join us tonight. Is moving house at the moment. And I think all of us breathing a sigh of relief that we aren't just watching Hotspot run away with the competition, because honestly, seems likely to happen. Instead, everyone gets a chance. It means first place is very much up for grabs, and first place up for grabs more than ever, as I said, all of the early front runners taking an early L on map 1. Vermilion proving trickier, I think, than a lot of us were expecting. Vermilion, I don't want to say it was an easy map, but it was definitely one that it felt like there wasn't kind of any too big, there was no real risk on a lot of the sections. You weren't super pushing. It just was fun to drive. It was smooth. And it felt like it should have been fairly consistent for a lot of these guys. The fact that we saw such big mistakes was a bit exciting. Babs now, this is the part. Keeping fourth gear, looking good. There you go. Nice and easy. And by keeping fourth gear, I mean, maybe. Ooh, Babs clipping the wall. Again, it's easy enough to clip those walls at any given point. Whoa, I tell you. I'm still catching my breath from that first map as we get ready for this one to start. A minute left on the warm-up. I'm sure there are some people, if the adrenaline is flowing, these warm-up sections, I mean, in a lot of ways, I'd almost call them cool-down sections as well. You let the adrenaline kind of settle from the last map because, I mean, the adrenaline is great. It keeps you going. But in terms of actual precision driving, not always what you're looking for. It can kind of lead you to wiggle the stick, you know, tap that keyboard 1 time too many when you're on a tight turn, when you really can't afford it. As we're getting some nice camera work here. Thank you very much, Deployer. I'm not sure where we were going. Get your T-tours in chat as we just went for a little cruise. But look, now we're back with Babs, who's starting another run on their map. No more camera work is the decision. But hey, we did really decide that, or we do love the camera work that we got at the beginning. Those videos, excellent work by Deployer to show us that overview. The fly-through, absolutely gorgeous. And I can't wait to see them on every single map. I'm getting cursed out by production because unfortunately we only had time to do them for 3 maps. But hey, we move and we move on. And look, here's Babs. That's quite a clean run. Look at how close that back wheel is getting to the wall. And then here, a nice slide into the finish. It'll be interesting to see if anyone goes for the safe finish on this one. I can't imagine they will. There are some risky finishes later on in the competition. Those ones, I think, we're more likely to see some players going for the safe finish than risking it. But this is a map where I think you cannot afford to be going for the safe finish unless you have a lot of time to work with, unless someone's made a big mistake at the back. First round here, no eliminations. Basically just another warm-up for these players as they get their way through. And no surprise, it is Babs and Juno pushing at the front here of this first warm-up round. Babs going very low on that line. Honestly, I didn't even know you could do that. Clearly, my lines were terrible the entire time I was practicing this map, because I was much higher up that wall, much further to the right. Babs going very low, but managing not to make airtime. And that's somewhere I expect to see the mistakes being made on this map. I definitely expect to see a couple of people kind of jumping out on that checkpoint beside the pool, jumping directly into barriers in front of them, and that's what's going to cost them. First warm-up round gone, and we'll be underway. First elimination will be coming through here on this map. New phone, who dis? Is the question. And who's going to actually pull it out? All to play for still. Second map of the night. There's still plenty of time for big sweeping changes up and down the leaderboard. We've seen already how easy it is to make a mistake, how easy it is to finish below where you think you should be finishing. It could even come down to this first bug slide. It's right at the start of the map, and it's definitely one that you can mess up. You'd expect Babs to be getting that well. And look, there goes Walshy. Was Walshy sliding out? Yeah! Look, we have 2 resets. Tiggy and Yatta. It wasn't Walshy, but they're both gone at the back. But the fact that there's 2 of them, that makes this a little bit interesting. Yatta gets it second time of asking. Tiggy slides on out a little bit further, and now will be a full 3 seconds behind Yatta. At this point, Tiggy's just driving. You have to stay clean from here, and you also have to pray for a mistake from an opponent in front. Let's just slide on through. Let's see if we see another car in the distance. This is the jump out section, as I say, that I'm kind of expecting maybe a mistake to come at one of the pressure rounds later on. Unfortunately for Tiggy, it looks like that nobody else has risked it enough to potentially make a mistake, and that's the thing. When you look at the clock and you see someone 5 seconds, 3 seconds behind, there's no need to risk it at all. As Tiggy, no. That's heartbreaking. As Tiggy will just reverse into the finish line. Still gets across the line in the end, and that's what matters. The participation, not the winning, right? I mean, the winning is nice too, and Juno will come away with a win early on this map. But again, these early rounds, it really is all about just driving safe, driving consistent. If you're one of the players that feels like you can be near the top, then you're going to be A-okay as long as you just keep it clean. Keep it clean. This first turn has claimed a couple of lives already here. 1 life in the end, Tiggy to go out, and let's see if anyone does it on this round as well. Oh, there's again a couple of them. Ryan is back at the start with Awesome Dragon, and I am loving the drama at turn 2 here already on map 2. Ryan keeps a lot more speed going through into that one. Is now 2/10 clear of Awesome Dragon behind. C has that extended. Oh, that's a very tight line from Ryan. And the front wheel clipping gives room for Awesome Dragon, who has now regained the lead. And it'll be Awesome Dragon going in. Doesn't really get airtime. Neither does Ryan. Ryan looking to have a little bit more speed as we head towards the last turn. Will they manage to keep it as they go through? Awesome Dragon is maybe safing a little too hard. Ryan has a lot of speed and they go down and Ryan risks. And that's a DNF for Ryan. Doesn't even want to see if Awesome Dragon manages to clip a pole. Trusts that the finish would come through. And it's Ryan to go on out in map 2. That's a little bit spicy. A little bit spicy. Let's see how we go on from here at this point. Map 1 again. Yada saying they slid out round 1 because of a brake tap. Awesome Dragon has been struggling a couple of times on this first turn. Anyone sliding out? No, looks like we've all gotten away cleanly this time. Ferg is now going to be chasing, but it's a clean chase. Nobody just going at the first turn. You're relying on a mistake, and it looks like there was the mistake from someone. Was it Awesome Dragon? I think it was. No, it's the Tiger, who's all the way back, a lot further back than I even realized. Is now relying on a mistake for someone else. Meanwhile, further forward in the pack, let's see if we can spot the mistake, see if it catches anyone out. This turn claiming Ryan's life on the last one. And oh, there was the mistake. And now, does the Tiger have the speed? No, the Tiger has crashed as well. Makes the exact same mistake that Awesome Dragon did. Just seconds ahead, Fishy Frog. No, they'd finished. They'd finished and slid back. Right? I'm not insane. That was spooky for a brief second. It looked like Fishy Frog was just sliding around on the ice, going for a day out of Christmas, but no, it's A-OK. The elimination will be chosen for the last round. It was the Tiger after an early mistake cost them and not quite able to regain all the way back to the front of that pack. Thank TM. Gets a right line on that one. Forward now, who's just managed to overtake some good speed through there and a good line as well. It's Awesome Dragon who's in the hot seat right now. No, it is absolutely no longer, as it's Bazoot who's made the big crash, went spinning out across the track, and luckily no collisions means that it doesn't collect anyone else, because that's how Trackmania works. Well, let's keep an eye, see if anyone crashes. I think no, very close to a couple of touches there, and we haven't really been talking about what's been going on at the front of the pack. But Juna kind of mid-pack at the moment. Walshy looking very strong. Babs up there as well, as you'd expect. But, you know, with the week these players have had to practice the map, you don't just see the map creators running away with it. And that's what you love to see as well. Despite the extra time they'll have spent on the map, they won't just walk the park on each of these rounds. Bazoot will be the player we say goodbye to inside the top 10. Nothing to be ashamed of on that one, as we remain with 9. Next round starting up here on New Phone Who This. Ferg is the player on camera at the moment. Everyone taking slightly different lines into this first one, and I have no idea how consistent people actually are with that. Any mistakes? A couple of people who are a little bit slow, and in fact it's Juna who made the mistake. Oh no, Juna having a little bit of a mare here at the moment. Is going to be a full 9 seconds behind. That was a costly error. Yada is the player just in front at the moment, and it'll be really on Yata to make a mistake to keep Juna alive in this one. And woohoo, we come very close to it. That back wheel is edging towards the wall, but it looks like Yata's kept it clean enough. Honestly, this is the situation where almost you could go for the safe finish, but that risky quote-unquote finish is safe enough for Yata, and Juna will go out. Meanwhile, Awesome Dragon is setting PBs, and what a time to do it. Staying alive, a 4th place for Awesome Dragon on that one, and Juna is gone. Not going as well as you'd expect for Juna. 7th on map 1 and 9th on map 2. And that first place is looking a little bit shaky right now. Babs or Walshy, the 2 players who could look set to knock Juna off of that pedestal for the moment. But this is still only map 2, and I believe there was a crash there at the back. It's Swishy who has gone all the way back to the start. And again, let's keep an eye on the pack, because right now one of them will need to make a mistake for Swishy to actually qualify. Swishy, the full 9 seconds behind. He's done a Juna on it. And it doesn't look like that mistake is going to be coming through just yet. Awesome Dragon, I believe, did jump out at some point, but should still have time. I say that, but Swishy is closing a lot. Swishy's going to be very much right behind him, but I think Swishy very slow onto the dirt will cost as Awesome Dragon rockets off into the distance, just disappearing around the corner in front. As Swishy will come racing on through, only 10 seconds behind the leader, but that's a lifetime it can feel like here on a 37-second map. 36 seconds for the leaders here. They are absolutely rushing it. Yada asking Dank to calm down in chat there, as Dank is having a spectacular performance so far in the knockout stage. Absolutely wonderful. Won the first map, of course. Is now looking strong. Top 7 already here on the next map. Who's going to make the mistake this time? Because having won feels inevitable. They're so close. Someone slid out. Someone slid out. It was Awesome Dragon who slid on out. And now we'll follow the pack as we see which of them manages to keep it lit. There's someone who's going slow there, I believe. Dank, no. Walshy is going slow. No, Ferg is going slow. Got the wheels, I think, a little bit wet there. And we'll see if Awesome Dragon will manage to catch up. I believe still 8 seconds behind is not going to be the position you're in to really capitalize. Walshy's going slow, rubbing off that wall a little bit. Didn't quite have the gear. But in the end, all of them will be safe, as Awesome Dragon, that first turn costing just a little bit too much. Cruising all down to the finish line. We'll see the nice slide. Oh, I jinxed it again. I really need to stop praising people. I really need to stop saying that people will pull it off. I don't know if I've ever actually seen someone go through this finish. I don't know if I've ever gone through this finish. Hey, there's a nice swimming pool down there. Isn't that lovely? Cool off in the pool, Awesome Dragon. That's it for you on map 2. We are into our top 6. And it's a similar looking top 6 to what we had last time. Bab's still in it, which maybe not unsurprising here on the for the creator of the map. But definitely a sight better than they did on map 1. And I believe with that, we'll be getting dangerously close to Juna's position as well. Someone slid out the back there. No, they haven't. We have all 6 through the first turn, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time, 2 crashes. 2 big crashes. Right at the back, and one of them was Babs. And the other one, no, was it only Babs? It looked like 2 crashes. It was only Babs. Oh my goodness. Walshy's just in front. Walshy, I think, has the speed. I think we're saying goodbye to Babs here. Yatta is going slowly, but how slowly are they going? Look, they're still far, far out of sight. Babs needs to be flawless and rely on a mistake from someone else. And when you round that last corner, you don't see another car on the straightaway. There is no hope left. Yatta going for the safe finish there. Didn't want to risk anything. And it'll be Babs going out, the map creator, in 6th place. And once again, this fight for the top, man. It is so close. It was so close between Juna and Babs, holding all the world records on these maps between them at the top of the night. And they have not made it above a 6th place between them on the first 2 maps. Dank TM, as I say, the player really having a breakout performance right now. But Walshy, I think, is the player you have to keep eyes on, is challenging for that first place. And there he goes, rocketing into the distance on this one. Dank TM, again, all 5 players have made it through the first few turns. Again, all 5 players competitive. Walshy, a little bit of a mistake there. Walshy, a big mistake there. And Walshy, I was just talking about it. This was your chance to snipe out the first place for the time being. And instead, it'll be Walshy we say goodbye to. And I don't know if nerves are getting to these players right now, but something is in the water. Well, I know something was in the water. It was Walshy on this round, okay? But other than that, anytime these players are getting in a position where they could really start to put a gap between themselves and a competitor, it just seems to go that little bit wrong. And a little bit wrong is all it takes in Trackmania for you to go spinning out of control off the track. Walshy gone in 5th place. Our top 4 locked in. Not a surprising top 4, but not necessarily the one we were expecting to see at the top of the night. And they are definitely names. Dank TM, I think, is going to be rocketing up the leaderboard with another high-placed finish. Everyone making it through again, I believe. Dank TM is going to be right behind. Will push, try and get that 5th gear before this turn. Is now got good speed. It's got very good speed to push through, but clips a wall on the inside. And this is dangerous right now. Yatta making a bit of a mistake as well. There was a long way behind and will have to risk it all here on the last turn. A lot of speed to be gained here on this one. 4th gear going in. You need to maintain that 4th gear if you can. Yatta is pushing as hard as they can. Has dropped a little bit of speed. Has dropped a lot of speed. Is pushing the outside, but ultimately will be too far behind. The speed loss too great in the middle sections of the track. And Yatta will be our 4th place dropout. The podium locked in for new phone who dis. And the podium features Dank once again. Impressive work from Dank so far in the competition. As we head now towards our finals, our top 2. Who are we going to see? It'll be an exciting one. And it'll all come down potentially to this first turn. Don't want to see a slide down now. Dank is risking it all. So close to the edge. The back wheels couldn't have been any closer to the edge. And, oh, that's a little bit of a mistake by Ferg. A little bit too wide. Had to let off the gas. And now slow behind the other 2. Will have to push hard. No. There you go. That's the push. Trying to take a wide line, maintain speed. Has to do the 3-point turn to get out of the barriers. Ferg here on this round. Dank TM and Fishy Frog, just the victory lap for them. This will be your finals unless Dank clips and unless Ferg can catch. Ferg had DNF'd at the back. I don't think it would have been enough. But Dank clipping at the end there. That was nearly a spooky moment. Yep, pillar on that one. But once again, Dank makes the finals. Dank is absolutely popping off. Could we see 2 wins in 2 maps? Not something I was expecting as we loaded into our first map and second map of the night. And I just hope it doesn't get decided by this first turn. Bring it down to the wire. I want a photo finish on this one. Here we go. First turn. Bug slides look good. Boat straight out. It's Fishy Frog, who has a little bit of a lead for the time being. And honestly, wait, this is the same finals as we had last time. I've only just realized Fishy Frog might take it down this time. These two doing incredibly well. The consistency there for them on the night. And Dank gets a little bit too much airtime. Didn't I say at the top of the map that might be something that decides it all? Fishy Frog has to do right now is not clip the wall. Plays it safe, you could see in front there. The line was clean. And these two players, they have the consistency. They've got the practice in. And right now, they've got a first and a second each. Fishy Frog and Dank TM, they will be rocketing their way on up that leaderboard. As Fishy Frog is now sitting in a comfortable 4th place. Only 8 points behind Juna. Juna and Walshy are tied for 2nd and 3rd. Babs is in 1st by 2 points. It is nothing. Fishy Frog only 8 points behind them right now. And then there is a little bit of a gap to Dank. Even with the 1st and the 2nd, was just a little bit too far behind coming into the playoffs. Is a full 26 points behind Fishy Frog at the moment. It'll take another 3-4 really high finishes on that one for Dank TM to get up. Ja Ryan is sitting just behind Dank TM at the moment. Yatta 26 points behind Ja Ryan. But then behind that, it is still a bit of a race. It's very tight. Bazoot has lost out to the rival there. Yatta 6 points ahead. Swishy tied with Bazoot. Ferg 16 points behind. And the race at the bottom between Awesome Dragon, the Tiger, and Tiggy is still all to play for. We'll head on to Juna's masterpiece. Our final map of the first half of the evening. We'll be heading to a quick break after this one. Let the players run to the toilet. Let everyone at home catch their breaths. And we see Ferg do something that I did an awful lot in practice. Bounce off that outside wall in the middle section of this track. We have the map notes for this one. Hang on. Where have they gone? Let me pull up my map notes here. Juna plus Juna's masterpiece. A short semi-technical map with a bug slide end. And in Juna's own words, it is make or break between CP2 and CP3. This turn right here, I wouldn't like to tell you how long it took me to even get even a semblance of speed through that section, as it's a little bit tough. You want to stay very close to the left wall. You want to stay very close to the left wall and then hug the right wall with a drift as well. You want to really make sure that you're carrying speed through there, as speed at the end will do you well. And then, of course, the highlight feature, the bug slide at the end. You want to be keeping all of the speed, jumping all the way into those finishes, and not, as several of these players have done, over jumping. It is definitely possible to overjump those finishes if you keep too much speed, or at least I've been told it is. I've never managed to pull it off myself. What I have pulled off is repeatedly jumping in between the finish, and that is something that, again, in Juna's own words, he did consider. He did consider putting a line finish, making it so that you couldn't miss as long as you got there, and then just thought about knockouts and said, wouldn't it be just that much funnier if you could miss? And I mean, I think that's just sadistic, but at the same time you have to respect it. Look, for giving us a perfect demonstration of what we're talking about. See that happen to a player and watch that decide a couple of knockouts, I think more than likely here in the map. Going to be a very, very tough one. Oh, 2 minutes left on the warm-up. As I say, look, this is my moment to catch my breath. For all of you at home to catch your breath, I hope you're all having a lovely Saturday evening. I'm going to take a quick sip of water. Again, all of these maps, honestly, and credit to the mappers, incredibly fun to play. Incredibly fun maps to play, and I think, you know, that can be a difficult thing to do. This entire tournament really just coming about because of these guys messing around, building some maps of their own, and then saying, hey, what if we competed on these? And here we are, competing on these maps. Hopefully something that will become a bit more of a tradition. I think rumors that I heard was that this could potentially become something monthly. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? That'd be a very fun one indeed. Getting to see this every single month. New maps from these creators. And hopefully more people getting involved as well. This tournament, of course, it's open. It's free to enter. Anyone who is Irish or living in Ireland at the moment, free to enter as well. And it'd be great to see even more competition on this one next time around. The time attack section, fun. And you can play it at your own leisure. That's the joy of asynchronous competition. You can just tune in at any point over the week when you have a couple of hours, half an hour free, even try and set some times. Although I can tell you, with some of the times that these boys set, you're going to have to do more than I think kind of 20 minutes of grinding to catch up with them. Some absolutely incredible times on these maps. Very, very optimized even after just a week of practice. I feel like we're picking on poor Ferg here, just watching him slide between finishes time after time after time. Dank nearly sets a PB here on the map as well. And Dank again. I don't think we can stress enough just how good a performance Dank is doing, given how far down he started after the time attack. And by far down, I don't mean very far down. Still competitive in the middle. The problem was really that Juna, Babs, and a couple of other players were kind of hoarding all of the top spots for themselves over the course of the week. Dank will definitely be feeling like he can make some progress here, but it'll need to be continued top 1s, top 2s, top 3s at worst to really threaten those top 3 or 4. It'll be tough. Definitely possible if you don't have enough speed there, I think, to just fall a little bit short, crash into it, and that could decide it. But whatever happens, that is the end of the warm-up. Kind of. We do get one warm-up round as well. No eliminations on the first one, but the good looks are coming out in chat. Players will now be sitting forward, focusing edge of your chairs. And I'd imagine most of you at home edge of your seats as well. Here we go. Let's watch if anyone doesn't quite make it through this turn yet. Look, there's... Ooh, I thought someone bouncing off. There goes someone on the outside. Bazoot catching a little bit. And you can see, even though Bazoot crashes on the outside, there's plenty of people not really managing to maintain speed through it as well. But here's Juna. Look at how fast these guys are compared to it. Let's see how the bug slides look. All the way to the back, and let's watch the cars. You can see them soaring through the air over there. Oh, it's beautiful. What a sight to behold. Absolutely gorgeous. And a few people having to reset. Ja Ryan, oh, that's a good jump. Overtaking someone who's on the ground down there. But will split the posts. And straight through that one. This is going to be exciting. As DankTM says, may the bugs be with you. We do actually have a command in chat that's ! bug. ! Bug. I would love for you, Xerxes, to show what the records are, but honestly I don't have access to them right now. We are playing on an account that doesn't have club access, and also it's a French account, so it would be quite difficult for me right now to go and find the Irish records. But if anyone has an idea of them, feel free to post them in chat. Hey, we all help each other out here. I probably could go looking on the spreadsheet as well, but I'm not entirely sure, and I have to watch the game at the same time. Here we go, that first turn, there's a bit of speed, there's a couple of players bouncing off outside walls. Not exactly what you want to be doing, but this is okay. And oh, there's a little bit of airtime there. I believe it was Swishy, but it's okay for the time being. Here we go. Bazoot is at the back right now, and it's all going to come down to this last one. Tiger is slow, and it'll be overtaken by Bazoot, but it really does all come down to the big slide, and Tiggy has slid out off the edge over there. Tiggy's going to be resetting, and watch, do we see anyone still crawling on the ground? Yes, we do. But it won't matter, I don't think. I think it's going to be Tiggy, unless it's Bazoot. No, Bazoot's reset again. Oh, heartbreak. Heartbreak for Bazoot. And Bazoot, it looks like, will be out early on this round. The Nemesis Yatta pulling a little bit further away on those leaderboards on this round, it is going to look like. As, ooh, it's close. It was 6 points between those two. Right now, it'll be just that little bit more. Sitting in 7th and 8th at the moment, they will be split. They'll be split. Back into it one more time. Down to 12 players on the map. And Babs is just sitting comfortably middle of the pack right now. Let's see how we do through this middle section. We'll follow down with Awesome Dragon. See, does anyone in front make a mistake? Awesome Dragon really safing it there. Not safing it enough, though. Got onto the power a little bit too early and just understeers into that outside corner. Will need a good bug slide at the end. That is one of the joys of this map in Knockout. It really comes down to that bug slide. You can get away a little bit with a poor one. Oh, Awesome Dragon clips. We'll have to reset. Will anyone else be resetting? Yes, someone else is resetting back there. Awesome Dragon is spinning out. Here goes Swishy. Looks on target. It looks good. It is good. Swishy will make it through, and it'll be Awesome Dragon trundling across the vast open expanse of the dirt. Looking like Dune out here as Awesome Dragon rolls to a 12th place finish. After a couple of clips. Unlucky, very nearly managed to overtake Swishy. If that first jump had been good, if there hadn't been the reset, Awesome Dragon could well have made it through. Oh, that was a close one. That was a close one. But we move on. 11 players left. It is non-stop action back to back to back as we bop on forward. Clean transition onto the dirt. You won't see any of these players messing up this first turn, at least. You'd hope not. You'd hope you wouldn't. Babs will be on the inside. Will nearly touch that wall. Someone did touch that wall on the outside. Ferg is at the back. I have no idea who's right at the back right now. It is still Ferg. It looked like someone had gotten a dramatic slowdown there. But I guess the answer is they hadn't. Ferg will overtake a couple people on the inside here. And let's watch this time as the cars go flying through their bug slide. Oh, look at them go. All so tight there at the front. And that's a great bug slide by Ferg. They launched themselves at the finish. That'll be good for Ferg, who's behind the Tiger DNS. And I'm not sure what happened back there. Maybe a dramatic slide out. Is Tiggy just... Yeah, that's a dirt wiggle, right? It's like ice wiggling, except the difference is it's slow. Tiggy will beat out Dank TM, who does get across the line. 11 seconds behind the leader, but when there's a DNF behind you, then you're all right. The first one for Dank landed between the finishes. A classic. We've all done it on this map. At least you have if you played it. These maps still available to play in the TM Ireland Club. So hey, if you're liking the look of any of these, why not get on over there? And of course, all of this organised through the British and Irish Trackmania Discord, which, again, I'm sure someone could find you a link in chat if you're not a part of that and you would like to be, because there's plenty of stuff going on over there. We make it through the middle section. No dramatic crashes just yet, but there's one for Tiggy. Still has the speed to make it over, and Ferg behind comes through with a lot more speed. So it's going to potentially be between Tiggy and Ferg, but this map, the joy of it, nobody knows who it's really going to be between at the very end. Let's see if there's any crashes in front of us here. It looks like everyone makes it safely around the corner. And oh, there goes Ferg off to the side. Is Ferg going to land directly in the finish? They are. That was just a much better bug slide. A much better jump for Ferg. And Tiggy, a little bit of a wiggle on the dirt again, but this time it's not a joy wiggle. That's a sad, sad wiggle. As Tiggy will say goodbye to us on this one. Making it into the top 10, but not quite making it further. Knocked out of Tiggy there. As a really good bug slide came through. I'm impressed with the consistency we're seeing from these players on the bug slides. I'll admit that I'm nowhere near that level of consistency on the map. But at least I can do the middle turn semi-consistently now. Do you know what? That's good enough for me. I'll just have to ask if Juno will remake it without the bug slide at the end for me at some point. I doubt it. Ferg, a little bit behind here. But again, oh, there's the grind along that one. And now we saw Ferg with a very good bug slide finish on the last one. It'll have to be a good one again here, because you are chasing. You are on the attack right now. Ferg coming across. Turns. It's a wide one, I think. Someone crashed out there. It's not a good bug slide for Ferg. Two have reset, and so a good bug slide might still do it. No, there was a much better launch that time for both Juna and Swishy in front. They'll make it through cleanly as Ferg. It's a bit of a roll of shame across the dirt, unfortunately, there at the end when you fail the bug slide. And I know, because I've done it plenty of times myself, as you're on a great run, you miss the bug slide, and you watch your PB go flying on ahead. Yada once again asking Dank to chill, as Dank absolutely smashes that round up in first place. It's looking good at the top right now, and Dank, I said that he was going to have to continue to put on the firsts, the seconds, the thirds. Honestly, right now, it's looking like potentially he will be able to do that, as he is smashing it here on this map as well. Good round here for Swishy. Not one you want to go out on. Right here in the top 8. Walshy will be the player dropping into last at the moment. Swishy, though, catching a bit of airtime on the little hump in the road in the middle there. Walshy chasing. Again, the bug slide. It all comes down to it, because of course it does. It always does. Oh, Walshy's not going to make it. Walshy's going to have to reset. Ja Ryan resetting in front as well. As long as Ja Ryan's clean on this one, Walshy gets an insane bug slide there. I don't know what the hell just happened. That was a full 180. The final bug slide is good, but it's just a little bit... Wait! Oh no, I thought someone was on the ground there. I panicked. It's safe. It's safe. I saw Walshy's name and it looked like a car underneath them. The shadow catching me out. Much like a toddler, I'm just learning what shadows are. Please bear with me on this one, as Walshy will be eliminated in 8th place right there. Oh, that's my apologies, Awesome Tiger. I can allow you to post links on the next one. I can figure it out. I have no idea if we have any mods in chat at the moment, but you're all being lovely. So, you know what? Awesome Tiger. I saw 2 names, and look, alright? It's a good name. Look, someone snap that up, okay? Awesome Tiger, whoever they turn out to be, is going to be the next sensation of the Irish Trackmania community. I guarantee it. Swishy's had an early reset on this one, is 10 seconds behind. We do know that there's still a chance on this map. You don't give up hope just because you're behind. As long as you nail this last one, Swishy, as long as someone resets in front of you. Look, this would be the time to see someone reset. I don't think it's going to happen, though, as Swishy looks to be rolling out on here. And what a shame it is, because what a bug slide that was. Look at the finish, it's clean. But Swishy, unfortunately, with an early reset on the map, will go on out. Let me just figure out how links work in chat. I'm going to permit the Awesome Dragon. I'm going to permit someone else. Tiger. Yeah. I'm figuring it out here, guys. Look. We move, we groove. There you go. There's the Discord in case anyone would like to join as we head into our top 6. It's heating up. Dank still at the top, having an absolutely fantastic tournament so far here in the knockouts. But it is Dank who's in the hot seat right now. We should sponsor the hot seat by Hot Swat. I don't know. There's a pun in there somewhere, but I'm not the man to make it because I'm too focused on this racing. Dank has managed to overtake Fishy Frog, but Yada is even further behind. Yada could be the player that we say goodbye to here. Will there be good bug slides in front? It looks like it. I'm not seeing any resets. I'm seeing 5 cars flying off into the distance unless someone crashes out completely. I think it is Yada who's gone. It will be 3 seconds behind, as it was an okay run. 1 reset, though, enough to cost here. As in the top 6, there's not enough room for error to be doing that. Dank TM, the player we've been praising, on the edge of it there. With a cleaner run from Yada, we could have said goodbye to Dank, but that is the nature of the beast. It needs to be clean or you will be dropping on out. Top 5 set. Dank TM continuing an excellent run of form. Babs and Juna, our 2 front runners coming into the evening, are both still in it. The first time the 2 of them have really been contesting each other here at the top half of the table. Already both of them beating their personal bests on previous rounds finish-wise. Let's jump back to the back as Babs now is the player who is falling a little bit behind. And right now, I trust all of these players to make the bug slides. That's the level that we have reached here on map 3. Watch as we see. Do any of them slide out? Not quite. It looks like it wasn't a great bug slide potentially. And Babs has just shot off to the left. Actually over drags it. And it will be Babs dropping out in 5th. It'll be Juna getting the chance to take the lead. Will, in fact, guaranteed regain the lead on that one. But the gap. Dank TM still closing in on them. Walshy falling a little bit further behind. And with Fishy Frog still in it as well, there is a chance for some real shake-ups at the top of the table here on this map. Oh, deep breaths, everyone. We're in the top 4. Looking to eliminate 1 more car to bring us to our podium places beside our bronze, silver, gold here on Juna's masterpiece. Ja Ryan falling a little bit behind early, but it really comes down to the speed through this section. Bit of a crash there. Dank TM is falling behind. Oh, but a bit more of a crash from, I believe, Ja Ryan, who's DNF'd. Oh no, I don't know if that was on purpose, just feeling that with the speed gone it was over, or if that's one of those misclicks. And right now, all you need to do is finish. Ja Ryan will be the player to go on out. That's unfortunate. I think we have to assume unforced error from Ja Ryan. I hope unforced error. Just accidentally pressing that button. Unbind your reset keys, boys. You don't want to be doing them by mistake. We have our top 3. Fishy Frog, Dank TM still in it, and for once, Juna has managed to hold on. It was a little bit slower behind the others, but it doesn't matter, as Ja Ryan will be eliminated. Will Dank TM and Fishy Frog show us another finals that the 2 of them are in? I don't know what's going on, but these 2, I think, have just put in the errors. They're managing to show us what they've got here. Whew. Fishy Frog, of course, pretty much always on top of those cup of the day charts. You leave for a couple of hours, you come back, Fishy Frog will be topping them. No stranger to a grind, to practicing a map hard, and that practice definitely showing up here. As Dank and Fishy, I mean, it's looking like it right now, isn't it? Juna's a little bit far behind. I'm not expecting a mistake here from either of them. Dank is a little bit slower, but should still make it across the line in front. It's going to be close, and Juna, in the end, will bounce off the post anyway. Rattling off the frame. And Juna will be eliminated as Juna complains about the mapper, whoever they were. Juna eliminated on Juna's masterpiece. It's another Fishy Frog and Dank final. I don't know what's going on. It's just the grind paying off. And we'll see which one of them. They've both taken 1 map down so far, and as we head into halftime, one of them will have 1 more. Which of the two players has the ice in the veins right now? Which of them can pull it off? It is Fishy Frog who takes an early lead, turning into this turn. He keeps speed as well. Oh, risking it on the outside there, holding all of the speed coming through. A little bit of airtime, and so Dank could maybe make it, but no. Fishy Frog has the gear earlier and just races off into the distance. Dank following. You're relying on Fishy Frog failing right now on the bug slide, and it doesn't look like he has. Fishy Frog sailing towards the goal. It just needs to be clean. It might not be. It sneaks under. Just about. Heart in the mouth, I'm sure, for Fishy Frog there. But Fishy has topped it. Both of these players have now taken down one map. And it's Fishy who puts the lead in. 2 maps from 3. A 66% win rate in this lobby. And I mean, it's not a bad lobby either. Absolutely incredible stuff from Fishy. Incredible from Dank. And right now, we're going to head to a quick break. 10-15 minute break. Catch your breath. Get a drink. Go to the toilet. The players will be doing it. I know I will be too. And we will see you back here in just a short while for the back half to finish it all off, to decide who will be the first Irish Open Cup champion. Welcome back to the Irish Open Cup, where things, I'd say, are hotting up, but they've been hot from the start. And they have not even slowed down in the slightest. Fishy Frog and Dank TM absolutely popping off so far in the tournament. Not a placement below second between them. And that's making things a little bit spicy at the top of the table as well. Where there's a chance that we'll be able to get this up. I'm putting Deployer under pressure, but I don't mean to. As there's a fight at the top, only 10 points separating our top 4 drivers. Juna, Babs, Fishy, and Walshy all sitting incredibly close. And I say 10 points separating the top top 4. There's 4 points separating the top 3. There's your leaderboard right now. This is the state of play. Juna currently leading the competition, but Babs is only 2 points behind, and Fishy is only 2 points behind him. That's not a lot. We've already seen mistakes from all 3 of them. Well, I say all 3 of those players. Fishy really yet to put a wheel wrong in the tournament. Walshy sitting just behind that. And then Dank, an absolute star on all these tracks so far, is still a long way down. It'll need to continue to be top positions for Dank if he really wants to make headway on those top 4. And will require a few mistakes as well. It'll take a little bit of luck coming through on this one. Ja Ryan behind that. Sitting just behind Dank, and honestly, Ja Ryan with a couple of good rounds could regain that top 5 placement. Yada is 30 points behind. Really, that top 6 are starting to pull away from the pack. As Yada 30 points down, Swishy 8 points behind that, and then Bazoot now a full 20 points behind Yada. And given those two were neck and neck coming in, had a little bit of competition going, I'm sure that Bazoot will hope that Yada's dropping out early. Bazoot will want to be cutting into that lead a little bit on the upcoming maps. Ferg 8 points behind that, and then a 3-way fight down at the bottom. Tiger, Awesome Dragon, and Tiggy all racing. It's still all to play for down there. That look, it's pride on the line. Ultimately, this is a community tournament. Ultimately, it's about having a bit of fun and beating who you can beat, and isn't that the joy of Trackmania as well? Whenever you're improving against yourself a lot of the time too. The next map that we will be heading to for this, as we start out the back half, will be Hotswots. And it should be a fun one. Definitely an enjoyable map. We have some notes here from Hotspot himself, actually. And the note that he really gave was that he tried to make the map as mixed and non-Hotspot feeling as possible, and ultimately failed in that goal. It still feels very techy, even though it has almost every surface that is in the game. I think the only thing we're really missing is wet tires at some point. It still feels, with the tight lines, like it is quite a bit of a tech map at times. But with that said, there's some interesting turns. I think the turn that all of us are going to be keeping an eye on, the turn that really is going to make or break a lot of these runs, is probably the big ice turn near the start. In the notes I have that the ice slide onto booster can be done consistently, according to Hotswat. I'm not sure every single player in this would agree with that. I'm sure it can be done consistently if you are one of, the top players in Europe, Hotswat. But for us mere mortals, it's a little bit harder. And I think that one could see a few slide outs, a few people just missing the line a little bit and separating the wheat from the chaff, especially in the early rounds. After that, it's all about the just tight lines, just keeping it close, not falling off the map, not letting that wheel dip over the edge. We did see on map 1 at the very end of it, The Fishy Frog was ahead and just let a single wheel slip off the edge. So no repeats of that. No letting your wheels drift. You got to keep everything tight and in line if you want to be doing well on this one. And of course, the finish on this map is a little bit tricksy, a little bit evil. The kind of 2010s version of a risky finish, in fact, where it's a nasty little dog leg as you head towards that finish line. It's really up to you to keep the speed, to make the line tight, but it's so easy to crash out on that one. I believe we should be getting back into this server sooner rather than later. Let me just double check that everything is back up. It should be back up, hopefully. Hopefully we managed to get in there in a second. Yeah. I have to put in the password. Okay, that's on me. As we will get back into the server. I'm sure the warm-up will be underway sooner rather than later. And we will get to watch Sure Isn't This It by HotSwap. And we'll get to keep an eye on the rest of these. I think have I clicked something by mistake? No, I haven't. It's fine. It's fine. This is the problem with me having control over the parsec as well. And oh my god, look at the production value. Look at it go. Oh, we're inside the car. Look at the helmet. This is the dirt section. Again, any airtime really costly in this one. And now, look, there's the drift that HotSwap assures us is easy, consistent. You can definitely get that one done. Nice and easy. And onto the dirt, over the dirt, onto the plastic. Again, keeping it tight, not letting the wheels drip. Not letting them drop. You can gear up on that plastic, and if you do gear up on that plastic, it costs you a lot of times you head into the grass. Again, tight lines, backwards and forwards, slalom into the final section, land cleanly on the dirt, either take it tight, try and risk a little bit, take speed, into the drift for the finish. And then that finish, as we said, we didn't quite get to see it, a little bit evil as you drift around that last corner. I'm sure we'll see more than enough of it during the knockout stages. If cars are close, that could decide a couple of these rounds. Going to be an exciting one. No KO on this round. We will be straight into the KO rounds very quickly here. Tiger DNF's the warm-up. But here we go. At the moment, I believe the world record on this map is a 35.72. Held by Juna, but Babs is right behind that with a 35.75. So not a lot separating these two players. Not a lot separating them in the knockout stage either. We are underway here with Sure Isn't This It. Ferg and Tiger both opting to go low, but that may have worked out well for them as it was a little bit safer. A few players already losing speed there on the dirt section. Let's go to the back where it's Tiggy right at the back. Juna a little bit further back than you'd expect as well. This dice turn doesn't look like it's claimed any lives just yet. Tiggy is risking a little bit too hard. No. The reset is brutal. Oh no. Tiggy's just having to reset over and over and over. Resets all the way back as well. All the way back to the very start. That's rough, and I think it will be Tiggy that we say goodbye to here on this round. Let's just go up, see how Awesome Dragon is doing up here as well. Fishy does immediately take the first round on this map as well. Dank up in the top 3 as well. Walshy second, Juna 4th, and Babs all the way down in 10th. Interesting. We'll see if that continues now for the rest of the map. As Tiggy just rolls this one out. 5 seconds left and we will head on into round 2 of this map. Tiggy goes for a fly. Swan dive into the finish. We'll never know if he crashed into the ground. Legend has it, Tiggy is still out there soaring to this day. But he is the first player to be eliminated. Heading into round 2. Again, Fishy and Dank seem to be the players who put the time in and manage to really pull out some excellent times early on. Let's see if the same is true here in round 2. Babs a little bit awkward on that turn front wheel, getting a little bit too high in the air, but it's Awesome Dragon who will be behind going into this one. Babs clips going into that wall, and now it's a little bit awkward. Won't even go for the booster. Doesn't even want to risk it. Fishy is very slow. Will we see Fishy drop out this early? Ferg coming flying from behind. Bazoot, though, is all the way back, and I think a couple of players slid out and we missed it on that ice turn. I wasn't aware enough. It's Swishy who's all the way at the back now. Will be chasing down. Let's see. Bazoot. Will they crash out at the very end? There's a couple of turns where you definitely can miss here. Swishy has speed, but do they have enough? Oh, Bazoot risking. Nearly crashes. Awesome is a little bit slow. Let's see if either of them doesn't make the turn. That's it. You just play it safe. You don't have to risk when your opponent is a full half a second behind you. It's nothing in real terms. Like in Trackmania, that's enough. That's enough. Heading to the top 11. Let's see who we're going to follow on this one. Let's go with Walshy for the time being at the start. Still doing well on this map. And look, a nice early turn, keeping high on that one. You can see the spread already on the pack here as we head down to the first checkpoint. Look, there's a nice rift into the turn. The lines are different here. Let's see who we can see. Has anyone slid out? There's a chance. The Tiger clipping as Awesome Dragon is behind Babs. Oh, no, no. Oh, no. Babs a long way back right now. A full 6 seconds adrift of the pack. You're relying on the mistake. It's quick through the final section onto the grass without getting the gear up beforehand, keeping speed. It looks good, but looking good is all it'll be. Live fast, die young. Unfortunately, it's live a little bit too slowly here for Babs on the map. He will drop out in 11th place. It's been inconsistent so far today for Babs. Map 1, not great. Map 4, not great either. The hand's just getting a little bit too cold. The warm-up routine, not quite there. And that has implications for our top 4. Juna, Fishy Frog, and Walshy. Will they now manage to pull away from Babs? Will they be dropping a little bit further out of that top? I guess we'll wait and see. Still 10 players to sort out on this map. Ryan at the back. Ooh, it looks like Awesome Dragon is sliding a little bit too far out, but not far out enough to do it. Manages to catch themselves. A little bit risky, and oh, we'll have to catch themselves again. That's incredibly slow, unfortunately, but it's still 9th as the Tiger fully slipped out. And it was just missed somewhere off camera. I don't know who the cameraman is. It's me. It's me. Don't blame me. Look, I'm trying my best, man. I'm fighting for my life out here. The Tiger will try and get this one done. A little bit of a wall touch there will seal the deal. Awesome Dragon wasn't the quickest in the world in front. Was quick enough in the end to knock out the Tiger. Tiger gone, Awesome Dragon inside that top 10, and the battle at the bottom. As a reminder, that I think could nearly have Awesome Dragon overtaking Tiger. Only 2 points separate them coming into this round, so if Awesome Dragon sneaks out another couple of places, we will see Awesome Dragon overtaken up into that 11th place. But the fight at the top, remember, still incredibly tense with Babs gone. Juna, Fishy, and Walshy, it really comes down to which of those is the next to drop, and if all 3 of them drop, and all of a sudden, Dank is feeling a lot better, starting to close that gap a little bit more. Juna's so close there. Awesome Dragon at the back had to reset and will just be trailing the pack by now. You'd imagine a little bit too much. The player in front is Yatta, but Yatta is a long way clear, a full 5 seconds between him and Awesome Dragon at the moment. Yatta into the final turn. It'd need to be a miracle, some kind of magic turtle, bug slide, or the wheel just hitting something invisible. What's the word? There's a word and my brain is shutting down. It doesn't matter. A bug landing. A landing bug. A landing bug. Jesus. The Ramstein borders. I've watched virtual videos before. You can tell. We all have, right? Wouldn't worry about it. Awesome Dragon will drop out. Unfortunate that ice slide will claim another life. Player 9 gone. 8 left in the round. And again, alt play 4 in the middle of the pack, but it is Walshy, it is Juna, and it is Fishy who eyes are really on. I believe someone is a little bit further back right now. I guess we'll see. It's Ryan clipped early on. This could be Ryan's round to lose. Will go sliding through the ice slide, has DNF'd. And that'll mean that it just needs safe to the finish for everyone else. As long as you get there, you're through. Yatta is a little bit behind, but is just taking it easy. It's a nice Sunday drive at this point. Oh, overtaken by Bazood. Absolute pace on that man. Drifting around the corner. Can he steal it at the death? No, Yatta gives us a lovely example of exactly how you can crash into that final turn. Maybe a preview, a little spoiler of what's to come. Chekhov's wall there. Now that someone's crashed into it, it'll have to be used again in the second, third act. As Yatta went careening into that one head first. 7 players left on it. Still, those top 3 are sitting pretty. The further they go, the further they can pull away from Babs on this map. And as we head into the back half of the competition, that could be so important. Who crashed out there? Someone crashed out. I saw you. Dank TM a little bit behind the other 2. Ferg is going to be a little bit slower. It's an overtake from Dank TM. As Ferg is chasing forward. Yatta clips. Oh, that could be disastrous. It will be disastrous, I think, as Yatta is now chasing. And you wouldn't really expect any of these players to be crashing out in front. I don't know about that. Fishy, oh, incredibly close to the wall. Ferg is slow. Is Yatta gaining enough? Doesn't look like he will be. Still chasing, still hunting, still pushing. And unless someone's crashed into the finish line here, That will be Yatta dropping out in 7th place. The clip, the wheels dipping off the edge. We warned against it. The advice not heeded. I've just noticed that Yatta has as their 3 letters on the back of the car, and it's the Yatta. And honestly, I love it. That's incredible. Wonderful skin. Wonderful, wonderful skin. But hey, we won't be getting to see any more of it here. Our top 3 though. I'm telling you, they're still here. They're still fighting. Will we see a new top 3 as well? Will Dank finally be dethroned? Honestly, with the way he's been racing, the speed he's been driving at, it seems unlikely. Ferg a little bit further behind. Fishy slow though. This could be Fishy's first foray outside the top 2 tonight. It's going to be, oh, definitely. Seals the deal, goes racing underneath the platform, gets it the second time of asking. Right now, there's no prize for the second time. A second wheel clips off the edge, and if it wasn't sealed before, it's been sent now. Fishy Frog dropping out the first time outside the top 2. And what a time to do it as well. Walshy and Juna will now both be ahead of Fishy. Ooh, that makes things a little bit spicier. And 6th place, that's enough room to put a few much needed points between yourself and the opposition. Who will be the next to drop, Juna or Walshy? Dank TM also still in it. The only player left with the chance of defending that perfect finals appearance run right now. And of course, now that I've said that, I think we've almost guaranteed that Dank will be the player to drop out on this round, unfortunately. We'll see. Surely no one misses the ice slide here. Consistency has been good for these top 5 so far. Ferg is just that little bit slower, a little bit far behind. Generally speaking, I think hasn't looked as comfortable on the map as the other members of our top 5 right now. But there's just been enough mistakes behind him a lot of the time to really carry him this far. And right now, with no mistakes in front of him, this does look like the time to say goodbye to Ferg. Dank TM will make it interesting by rattling a little bit on the landing, wheels rising into the air. But Ferg, even with a nice finish, you're not going to get it done. Just a 2.5 seconds behind the opposition. Juna takes the lead. Walshy was right behind them. Dank, 2 seconds adrift of those, and Juna and Walshy. This doesn't look like the time for them to extend their lead at the top of the table. Them to fight for that first spot. Leave 3rd and 4th place in the dust. Juna absolutely sending it at the moment. As a reminder, world record on this map is currently 35.7. And I can't remember how close we got to it on the last round, but honestly, these players, they're consistent, but they are fast as well. Dank, a lovely line through that one, very inside, a little bit of airtime, but that could be fine now. Careful not to get up to the 5th gear, does control the speed well. Dank right behind Juna, Bazoot's a little bit too far adrift. And while the battle at the front is fierce, maybe they're just pushing each other a little bit too hard. If there was a round, I think, where you'd have seen one of them crash out and make the mistake under no pressure at all, it would have been that one, because they are fighting for it at the front. Walshy ends up winning out the round. Juna and Dank, a 10th separating them. But Dank will make another podium. Bazoot will drop out into 4th position. And we will see. Can Dank make another top 2? Incredible consistency if it is the case. Would be an absolute showing. A tour de force from Dank. But Juna and Walshy have both looked incredibly strong on the map right now. It looks like it is Juna who takes an early little bit of a loss. Slow entry onto the dirt. Now this ice slide. Surely this won't be the time one of these players forgets how to do it. Dank fastest out of it. Walshy not enough speed. Juna overtake, but Juna clips. And oh no, the ring checkpoint. We've seen this earlier. It claims the life of Juna. Dank TM retains the perfect finals appearance. Walshy, it doesn't matter what you do over there. We'll move away as Juna resets over and over and over. Groundhog Day back there at the ring checkpoint. Walshy and Dank in the finals. Finally a finals other than Fishy Frog and Dank. But 50% of it is still the same. Best of luck to both of our finalists. Can Dank continue on this one? Walshy now, the chance to close some points between himself and Juna as well, will already have shortened that gap. Only 5 points separating them right now, and if Walshy wins this, it could be even less. Dank TM, though, takes an early lead. Walshy is following, incredibly close between these two, and oh, that looks a little bit better from Walshy, if I'm being honest with you. Looks like there'll be a bit more speed here. Dank, though, such a tight inside line, has got less speed, though, and now it's Dank on the chase, Dank on the hunt. It'll be Dank who has to attack every single corner between here and the finish. It's a little bit more speed for Dank heading into the grass turn. will be a little bit lower. Line looking better, and Walshy clips the line. Absolutely look better. And now, unless Dank crashes, Dank has crashed. Dank has a big slowdown. Walshy chasing. Walshy has speed. A comedy of errors on the final lap, and Dank had it all and lost it all in the space of a heartbeat. What a round that was. And I'm sure Walshy felt it all slip away, but that's why you keep driving. That's why you keep on going. Absolutely incredible race between those two in the finals. And Dank just keeps on delivering the bangers one after another. I'm sure he'd prefer to deliver them in a less exciting fashion if it means he does have to lose out at the very end. But that's big for Walshy. Big result for Walshy. 6 points between him and Juna at the top of the table right now. Fishy Frog, another 4 behind those two. Babs dropping a little bit more behind. We only had 10 places, or 10 points I should say, separating our top 4 before we came into this map, the last map. Right now, Babs is 8 points behind Fishy, 4 points behind Walshy. It's 18 points separating the top 4 altogether. And Dank has closed to within 12 points of Babs as well, with 1 first and 3 seconds. Liam managed to join through a friend. Joined a friend through Yubi. Dank TM. Still, oh, I see them. I see their name. It's right here. But are they in? Oh. Breaking things again. Don't worry about it. Look, they're in. We have all 13 players in the lobby, plus ourselves, plus Xerxes over there as well. My goodness, we might actually get to see some Trackmania right now. I've enjoyed our little break, though. I've enjoyed having a chance to rest, having a chat to just vibe on out here on the stream, and honestly, I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting one psychologically. Some players will definitely enjoy the chance to breathe, take a stretch, take a little bit of a break. For some players, you know, that longer break will have started to cool them down a little bit. So keep an eye out maybe for unexpected results, such as Dank TM not managing to finish in a top 2 for once. That would be wild. Absolutely insane. 4 top 2 finishes and 1 win already this evening. Absolutely incredible performance. Stuff that you love to see. Dank TM starting another run here. 2 minutes left on the clock. Can't skip the warm-up. Babs apologising for that one, but it's okay, Babs. Everything else has run so smoothly on the night, and if there's one thing I've learned casting Irish tournaments across a variety of games over the past few years, it's that something always goes wrong in an Irish tournament. And when you get it resolved this quickly and this painlessly, honestly, we're doing alright here. The fact that we've managed to get 13 players in, the fact that we're about to get racing underway here on multi-style, it feels good. Try not to say multi-style with a big accent. Impossible. Impossible challenge. I will continue to say multi-style every time I say multi-style. And I'm sure everyone at home is saying it is as well. Follow along. Practice it. It's good. This is some good stuff right now. Let's get this map started. I'm waiting. The anticipation is starting to kill me, man. Let's keep an eye on some more of these runs. Let's see how everyone else is going. Juna at the front right now. Bazout with a 53. Juna. Give me Juna, no? Alright. Give me Yada. No. Oh, that's a bit of a miss. Can't be missing the finish like that. Can't be missing the finish like that. My spectate button is broken. Oh. I'm going to stop clicking things. Fishy, drifting away through the finish. See, it's going to be a little bit slower, 45.7, but still a very respectable time here on the map. As we said, a world record of 43. Ja Ryan doing some donuts in front. Fishy Frog making sweet, sweet love to a cactus. Can't imagine that's particularly comfortable. Fishy will instead go for a little bit of gear management on these first turns. Hey, you might as well get a little bit more practice, even though you won't be able to finish a run because we're coming close to the end of the warm-up. You see players driving backwards. I don't know, does that help? Knowing the map in reverse, inside out. In order to beat the map, you must become the map. You can tell this break has gone on long enough. My brain has run out of the words. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Fishy Frog looking okay on this run. 2 seconds left on the warm-up. We will get 1 round with no eliminations. And then it's time to start knocking out these players one by one by one. Our second last map of the night. This will determine what things look like heading into the last map. This will determine who needs to place where in order to come out with a win, what results need to fall their way. It'll be a close one. Last map risky finish as well. A very, very risky finish as well. It's going to make things very spicy. I'm expecting fireworks on map number 6. But it's all to play for still on multi-style. Very little separating our top 4 still. And one bad result, and we've seen a few of them tonight, could be a difference maker. Could separate these players out. Right at the front now, Juna looking for a very good time. Is leading the pack. Is crossing this line. With a 43-44. An excellent time, in fact. Absolutely stellar. And Juna will be feeling good heading into this map. You know you will when you're less than 5/100ths away from a world record. You are on form. The more I think about that time, the more impressed I am. Juna looking hot coming in, and what a shame it'd be to lose Juna early on in this one. But that's the nature of the beast. That's how it can go. Sometimes one mistake could cost you, and let's see, does anyone make a mistake here? Turn 1, gears important, and then onto the little tech turn. Could be difficult for one of these players. Tiger, the player at the back right now, turning in. Has anyone crashed out? Has anyone lost the gear? It's Awesome Dragon getting a lot of airtime, but Tiger turning in a little bit too early. No slides, but catches it. Awesome Dragon, ooh, close. And Yatta, you want to see Yatta there. Very low behind it. It will be Awesome Dragon who is behind. But we could see a player lose a gear. We could see a player slide out on the dirt turn as well. Awesome Dragon chasing down the Tiger in front. The good times returning for Tiger in front of Awesome Dragon. Babs had to reset, but did so with a lot more speed. Babs with a good bug slide, and Awesome Dragon just missing on that one a little bit. And so will it be, it looks like Awesome Dragon, the first player that we have to say goodbye to here on this map. But hey, we have to say goodbye to someone every single round until there's only one left. I have the feeling that we won't be saying goodbye to Dank, to Juna for a little while yet. Ja Ryan setting a 44 flat on that round as well. That's quite good. That's quite good. Ja Ryan being a little bit quiet. Played in the recent British and Irish Professional Cup alongside Hotswat and Babs. All three of them making it into the top 32. Absolutely stellar performance from the Irish players on that one. Been a little bit quiet this evening and a little bit quiet here. Oh, a couple of crashes there. Tiggy will be behind Fishy, but Fishy's not going very fast. As Fishy had a little bit of a bump of their own on that turn. This is a good turn from Tiggy. Will be carrying a bit more speed than a lot of the players in front of him right now. Ferg's a little bit slow and watch. Oh, you can see the nose from Tiggy creeping in front. And there goes Tiggy creeping all the way past. Tiggy, though, a lot of speed. Will they keep their line on this turn? Just about. Making it into the water. Now, bug slide. Has anyone crashed out in front right now? Not particularly looking like it. It's a better turn from Ferg, but you'll need to regain. Need to get in front. Does manage to straighten out. Tiggy, though, regaining in front. And Yatta's all the way at the back. Had to reset somewhere along the way, and Yatta, are you going to even make the finish? Yes, you will. But just about goes across. Whoo, sneaking across that line in the finish, but I don't know. Yatta, an early dropout again. This could be the chance for Bazoo to regain some ground in the middle of the pack. He's only 14 points behind Yatta right now. Could set up for a nail-biting finish between those two. And they were neck and neck coming into the day, as we say. It looked like Yatta was really pulling away, but potentially throwing it away on the penultimate map of the day. A little bit of a crash there for someone. Let's keep an eye, figure out who is Bazoot. Close to the wall. Awesome Dragon just behind Swishy. A lot more speed than Swishy, though, as Awesome Dragon overtakes a couple on that turn. Tiggy behind Swishy as well now. It'll be Tiggy slowest into the grass, but Tiggy will have enough speed. Is in the upper gears. Not going to lose a huge amount on the grass, but will lose a good bit coming out. Awesome Dragon takes a little bit too much of those penalties. Here's a penalty for Tiggy as well, though. Neck and neck heading into the bug slide. We've seen Awesome Dragon a little bit slow across it once already. Tiggy, it's good for the moment. Whereas Awesome Dragon, oh, just a little bit too far behind. Unfortunately, not able to get the bug slide. Not able to maintain speed. And dropping out on this one. Clips a rock on the way through as well. And honestly, this might not even be a finish. We'll have to regain, head back towards that grass. And it does look like Awesome Dragon will just reset. Unfortunate for Awesome Dragon, the bug slide not working there on the last turn for them, but will still finish. 11th place, our top 10 decided on this second last map. Multi-style, claiming 3 already. But Ja, Ryan, Juna and Walshy all looking pretty at the top. 44-2. Not spectacular times on that round, but good enough. Good enough, and that's all that matters for the moment. Top 5 really does feel like the top 6, top 5, sometimes top 7 feels like the point at which we've been eliminating mistakes entirely. Up until then, Just make sure that you're good enough. Up until then, you don't need to risk it all if you're one of these players who's been driving incredibly well the entire way through. Here's Juna. We'll drop back to follow with Ferg. Just behind Bazoot. Bazoot quite low again. Bazoot will be wanting a good finish on this map to gain some ground on Yatta in the standings. Right now, overtaking Ferg in the grass section. A lot of penalty grass for Bazoot, though. Just dodges the rock. Matrixing past that one. The bullet time working out. It's Ferg who's slow past the water. The bug slide could be important for some of these players. All players in front do manage to take it nicely. It is Tiggy who's the slowest of that pack in front, but Ferg just as slow. And it'll be Ferg to drop out, making the top 10. And then heading on home. A 43.8 at the top of the pack. Ja Ryan looking good. Walshy less than a 10th behind him. Competition has been fierce up there. And when we get to the very end, it'll only get fiercer. And I said that we've been eliminating mistakes by around kind of the top 5, but I think on this map, given how tight it is, given how hard these players are going to have to risk, I'm not sure that we're going to be eliminating anything at all. Bazoot now in the lead. Let's see who's last coming through this one. It looks like all these players, as we kind of predicted, have been managing the gears quite well through these first couple of turns. Walshy clips. Walshy very slow. This could be big. Could be dangerous for Walshy. Very, very good line, though, through the ice section. Coming out on top, it's Swish who has dropped down into that 9th spot. The elimination position. Gaining on Tiggy at the moment, though. Good speed. Tiggy taking a little bit of the penalty. Swish takes a little bit back. He has got the speed to overtake Tiggy, though, going into the bug slide. Oh, excuse me. I swapped too many times. I don't know what I'm doing. Tiggy, though, is just in front, just behind. As Swishy had to reset. Will not have to reset again, but will be too far behind to make this one happen as the players soar off into the finish line in the distance. All of them with a finish except Swishy, and it will be Swishy in 9th place. Top 8 are set. Juna, Babs, Ja Ryan again incredibly close at the top again. Barely a 10th separating these players. Less. 28 hundredths. 28 thousandths, I should say. Good lord, that is nothing. That is nothing. But it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter right now. It doesn't matter how many times you place first. It's that last one that counts. Right now, we're still grinding our way through the field to see which that last one will be. Dank, though, oh, awkward, bounces a couple of times. It's a bonk met out there at the moment as that tech section has claimed innumerable lives so far through this match. But Dank is still within striking distance. All it'll take is a little slip up from a car in front. Maybe a little bit too much out of the penalty section. No, Walshy looked like they took maybe a little bit too much, but the gap not really closing. It is still about a full second. Babs, though, forced for a reset. I think we've seen that from Babs a couple of times here on this map. Dank TM is just behind them, lagged, making things a little bit interesting, making the gap seem smaller. Walshy, excuse me? Walshy reset. Oh no, we've lost Walshy. We've lost Walshy. Our 2nd place player, the player who was closest to catching up with Juna, gone in an instant. Now guaranteed behind Babs, Fishy and Juna. Walshy drops to the bottom of that top 4. And drops to a place where Dank could look to catch them potentially on our final map. It's all going to be to play for there. But we still have to finish this one as well. Dank at the back now of this one. Will manage to regain through the dirt section. Good speed, but forced to lift as they go through the tech section. Tiggy at the back. It feels like has been at the back a lot of the time, but has just been driving clean. And as I say that, yeets themselves into a wall, throws themselves into a sign for good measure afterwards. Just an awkward approach, not working out for them on the ice section. And Tiggy a full 8 seconds behind Babs on this one, and whether or not Babs has to reset one more time on this bug slide, it won't matter, as Tiggy will just not be able to catch up on this one. Short of a player in front, clashing out spectacularly at the finish. I think that's it. Tiggy will be the player to drop on out, as we'll set our top 6. Again, we're getting towards that point where it feels like the racing now will start to become more and more important, as mistakes will become rarer and rarer. As these players will absolutely be throwing everything they have. I've said mistakes will be becoming rarer and rarer. I do also think that, again, with how close the top of the table has been, again, less than a 10th separating Juna and Ja Ryan at the top, there's a chance that they pressure each other into one. There's a chance. How exciting would it be if one of these players crashes out, if it's full risk that sends them out of the competition here on Multi-Style. Juna at the back. It'll be Fishy Frog last through. You can see between first and last, less than a tenth, only 2,000ths between them. Fishy Frog is still at the back heading into the ice though. Bazoot looking a little bit slow heading in, looking a little bit slow heading out as well. Should still have the upper gear here, upper 5th gear on the grass. Does lose it though, that'll cost Bazoot as we head into the dirt section. You can see how much time that is. A full second lost on the grass and dirt for Bazoot just through losing that gear. Will need a good bug slide. That's not it. That's not the good bug slide you need. Back wheels over the edge, dangling into space, and Bazoot will be the player to drop out. Hits a rock for good measure. Just show some love to those rocks. They haven't been getting a lot of action tonight. An excellent time for Juna. Very, very close to their own world record. A world record of 43.287. Was that a new world record? It was. That was a new world record. Driven by Juna, or at least a new Irish record. I'm not entirely sure if someone else is holding the world record. I believe it was a world record for Juna. Juna is absolutely popping off here on this map. When you're driving this close to the edge, you have to be careful that the edge doesn't claim you. You need to make sure that you're on the edge and no further. Right now, Fishy Frog at the back. Juna looking to be fast through that section. You can see Jar Ryan is in front at the time being, and Dank crashing out. I think this is it. Oh, Fishy crashed as well in front. I thought we were about to finally see the chance that Dank was going to drop out of a top 2, but look at it, it's still close. It's still close. Fishy is only just in front, but Dank has better speed coming out of the water. It'll come down to the bug slide. It'll come down to the finish. Fishy landing first. Dank following as well. They're both completely sideways. Dank, it looks like, has more speed coming through, and somehow Dank has regained. Dank will stay in the fight and stay on course for another top 2 finish. Fishy will slam into that finish line for good measure. It was already sealed. But it's Dank who comes out on top. Fishy, unfortunately, just not quite enough speed to make it to that finish line. And of course, I think all of these players have now unbound their DNF keys. Don't want to be risking hitting that, so we do just have to wait for them to finish or wait for the timer to drop out. What a round that was! Couldn't agree with the sentiment more, Walshy. As we head towards our top 4. What a way to say goodbye to Fishy Frog here on multi-style. As the times continue to get lower. As the player and the pressure mounts. As the players continue to drive incredibly well on this one. Juna especially has been doing so good. I think Juna will feel like if they don't win this map at this point, it will have slipped away after setting a new record on it. You really want to make sure that you come out with the W. But right now, it is Dank in the hot seat. I think got away with it a little bit on the last one, you'd have to say, after a big crash, but now has just kept more speed than Juna. This turn important. Juna, slightly better line through the dirt, caught a little bit less of that penalty dirt on the outside, and surely no mistakes will decide this here. Babs, though, is slow. Dank, have you done it again? Will you manage to keep up? No, Babs does just about manage to get the acceleration away. Just pulls out. And for the first time tonight, Dank TM will miss out on a top 2. But what a top 2 we have for you. Ja, Ryan, Juna, and Babs. 3 players who looked incredibly strong coming into the competition. 3 players we expected to be up here an awful lot more. Finally, we'll see them duke it out. Guaranteed a new top 2 here. Guaranteed new combination of players. And just don't let it be decided by a mistake. I want to see it all come down to that finish line. Those final speed drifts. Babs a little bit slow, but will it be okay? It looks like the inside line is working out. Instead, it's Juna who's dropping behind. Juna behind Babs and Ja Ryan. Good speed, but not good enough. Just about holding onto the gear there. Ja Ryan caught an awful lot of that penalty dirt. The sand clogging up the tires a little bit. Juna has slightly more speed, but will it be enough? As we head into the bug slide, it's a little bit awkward for Juna, but it is fast. It doesn't matter if it's awkward if you can keep that kind of speed. Overtaking Ja Ryan on the bug slide, who clips a rock, and it'll be Babs and Juna, the top 2, the world record holders coming into tonight, who will finally have their showdown here on multi-style. Ja Ryan creeping towards that finish line will send us towards this final between Juna and Babs. Insane showing here on multi-style in general. These players leaving it all out there. I said it before, I'll say it again as we're down to our last 2. Juna, having set a new record on the map, will be feeling robbed if he can't come away from the win on this one, but Babs will make him work for it. Channeling the spirit of Hotspot with that Dignitas car. Babs on the outside. Juna will drop behind early on. Little bit awkward through the tech section. A couple of wobbles, but stabilizes well going into the turn. Lower line then Babs, and that's been working for a lot of these players, but Babs holds on and accelerates away a little bit quicker. Juna still behind, loses the gear as well. That could be huge. Babs, though, catching some penalty dirt. Catches a little bit more on the inside. Juna will have more speed as they head towards it. It'll be purely neck and neck. Just comes down to the book slide. Who has it better? Juna looks like maybe no. Babs pulling away. And it doesn't matter if you set the world record in rounds. It doesn't matter how fast you are, how many times you top those leaderboards. It all comes down to the end. And Babs is the one who manages to come out on top. The tournament organizer coming up big here on the map. And let's figure out what that has done for our top three, heading onto the final map as well. Juna with the top two, 16 points adrift. I think that might almost have actually just sealed it for Juna. That strong showing. But right now, Fishy Frog and Babs tied for second place. Walshy only 2 points behind them. Dank has fallen to 14 points behind. Jarryan another 16 points down on that. And then a big gap. Yatta and Bazoot separated by 2 points. They came in neck and neck. They'll leave neck and neck. It really comes down to the final map for those two. Swishy, Ferg, Awesome Dragon, the Tiger, and Tiggy all still fighting for it down there as well. Any of those could risk ahead. And what a map we have for you here on map number 6. The final map of the night. Risky finish. An incredibly difficult one. Gear down, slide out, no slide, V2. Made by Bazoot. If there is a time to take it away from Yatta as well, to regain the lead finally, this would be it. Yeah, slide important. Making sure you don't slide out into a little bit of a tack turn. Drifting around that corner, a little bit of ice on the wheels, starting to drift nice and early here. Jarryan bounces off the wall into the loop. Straight out of the loop now into a hard left turn, drifting all the way around it, and then the risky finish over on the left. Walshy showing us how it's done over there, and Juna showing us the safe path as well. A fun map to drive this one. As I said earlier, they all are. And the joy of this one is going to be that risky finish. It's going to come down to, will someone take it? It gives you the option, if you are that little bit further behind, to really go for it. It forces decision points at the end of the map. And that's what's exciting. This map all built around the idea of the different things that can kind of happen to you on different surfaces. You know, you can gear down on the dirt if you're not careful in these first couple of turns. The fact that you can slide out on the ice. The fact that you can no slide on the tech sections. That last turn, the double drift after you come out of the looping, can definitely catch you out a little bit. Oh, there's the slide out. A little bit. Juna does catch it, but you can see Babs just so much quicker with the inside line on that one. There is, of course, the trick that you've been seeing a lot of the players do as well. As we head towards the snow section, we'll see if we catch Juna doing it again. I imagine we will, which is drift across the snow section. Does help you avoid the slowdown on the snow, but it is a little bit riskier than just driving straight across. Here we go. Juna going down, turns the car sideways 90 degrees and removes the slowdown penalty across the snow. Lovely little trick on that one. I think a lot of these players were unsure during the week if that would be viable for rounds, if it would turn out to be a little bit too risky. But again, I think that's just how much time, perhaps how well optimized they've become. You can see Juna going for it every single time, forced almost to go for it every single time, and there's the risky finish. And that's what happens if you get it just a little bit wrong. You will go shooting off, rattling into space. Car left a turtle, watching as your opponents just finish the safe one, potentially. And I think we could see some deciders. I think it's possible as well. I think the fun thing to see would be two players, final round, both going for the risky finish, both missing, and it coming down to which one of them realizes it first, gets the first reset, and then do they go for the risky finish again. That's the kind of things, that's the kind of scenarios that are set up. I'm not saying it'll happen, I'm saying it could happen. I'm saying I hope it happens, and it would be incredible. Awesome Dragon settings PBs already, which you love to see. Great time to do it. Would be useful in rounds as well. Current world record on this map is, I can check this, I believe a 37.972, driven by Babs. 37.97. So with 37 just barely possible. I think it unlikely that we're going to see anyone drop below the 38 mark here. But at the same time, Juna did manage to set a new record on our last map on style. And then unfortunately go on to lose the round. There you go. You can see a lot of those players going for that drift over the snow, avoiding the slowdown, keeping the speed up, heading down to this one. The turn onto the tech again, the possibility of an O-slide there, a little bit rough. This drift nice and early again, an easy enough one to set up, not one we'd be expecting to see the players miss. And this last drift as well, a little bit risky. And if we head towards the back, go a little bit too far back. A couple of players going for the risky finish, most players going for the safe finish. I think generally speaking, especially early on in these rounds, we are going to see it that way. Awesome Dragon continuing to set PBs. What a monster. What an absolute monster. Picks up the gold medal for his troubles as well. -1 on the PB. Absolutely huge. No elimination in the first round. The last time tonight you're going to see that message. Every round we have left for you from here on out is an elimination round. By the end of this map, we will have decided the winner of the first ever Irish Open Cup. We'll have decided second, third, and all the rest of the positions too. But right now it's Bazoot, who appears to have disconnected. That's unfortunate. That is deeply unfortunate. Hopefully no tech issues. No, it was fine, was it? It was a spectator bug. It's okay. Awesome Dragon is driving in last place. He's first. Bazoot is first. We were just getting trolled by the spectator a little bit. We're getting trolled by it again. Bazoot, I don't think he's actually sitting still on that ice. Awesome Dragon a long way behind. We'll slide out a little bit too far on the ice. And unfortunately, that PB form appears to have abandoned Awesome Dragon at the worst possible time. As you can see in the far distance, the first crop of players will fly through those finishes, most of them opting for the safe on this one. Awesome Dragon just driving it on out. His night ends here, and it's a little bit of an unfortunate one. Oh, as there is a chance that someone has been kicked. There is a chance we may be restarting the map. We'll wait for confirmation from the admins, from the tournament organizers. But I'm not sure exactly what the plan is just yet. For the moment, we'll assume that we're continuing on until we hear otherwise. Awesome Dragon. It's a shame when someone's driving well, when someone's setting PBs, to see them drop out. As I believe Bazoot did get kicked. Yeah. Thorsten gone. Nerfed on his own map. A tough way to go. And it does mean that Awesome Dragon's back in it, baby. PBs are still on the board. Resetting probably won't cause them to come. I think it's unlikely we see one from Awesome Dragon at this point. But Yada has DNF'd as well. We are going to restart the server. Competitive integrity is important. As Yada has DNF'd. We're in a waiting room right now, I believe, for the server to get restarted. That's the way she goes sometimes. Tech issues on the servers right now. We're being done by the Trackmania gods. Xerxes asking everyone to DNF just to see what happens. Yeah. Fingers crossed we managed to get this going again in time. A little bit unfortunate tapping on the final map, as we should get Thorsten back in any second now. He can't join, he's in the Shadow Realm. This may be another quick server restart, folks. But bear with us as we get this sorted. Not much to be done about this one. As we will wait and see if we can get Bazoot back into the server. We do have 15 people. I believe Bazoot might be back. It appears he is. Maybe. Also, maybe not. Very possibly not. Jar Ryan looking for a quick bathroom break. Understandable. I would imagine if any of you guys needed to take a quick break, now will be the time as well. 4 minutes will be on the clock again as we go through another quick warm-up for this server. Heading towards the last match, the last map of the night. And what a night it's been. Absolutely spectacular Trackmania all around. Some fantastic driving, some highlight moments, some spectacular finals. Just exciting racing all the way through. I go back, I think again, Hot Swap's map providing some absolutely stellar racing. Every map providing some absolutely stellar racing. Whew. Hope everyone in chat is still doing well. We're having a good time here on the stream. Look at that lovely French flag. It's gorgeous. Looks like players are rejoining the server 3 minutes on the clock for the warm-up. I do see that Bazoot has joined the lobby. Unfortunately, quite a few other players are not. We have 8 players in lobby, potentially. 9, 10. We're getting there, is the answer anyway. It is possible to get, I believe, on that dirt. Let's talk a little bit more about the map again. You can get 4th gear before the cruise control block at that checkpoint, that first checkpoint. You can see it sitting there, that big ring that limits your speed, does not let you go any faster than you are when you go through it. You can get 4th gear before you go through it, but that 4th gear, not necessarily where you want to be. Ideally, 3rd gear, about 230 speed. That allows you to carry it around that corner all the much cleaner. Head into the follow-up dirt section after your cruise control gets reset after the second checkpoint. And gain speed down towards that snow section. Where again, I'm impressed, I have to say, by the amount of players going for that sideways line. Going for the drift across the snow, maintaining speed. You can see them all in the background there, going for one after another. Sliding down. It's a beautiful slide, isn't it? There goes Yada. Here comes Dank. Dank with an uncharacteristically low 3rd place on the last map. Just disappointing, really, you know? I joke, of course. Absolutely incredible night so far for Dank. Not a single position. Well, okay, sorry. He was 4th on the last map, I guess. I should get it right if I'm going to start throwing shade. Only 1 finish off the podium and it's 4th place. There's nothing to be sad about there. Dank has absolutely popped off. But the man of the hour right now is Juna. As I say, I think it's all but in the bag if it's not already in the bag. The calculations are too hard for me to do on the fly right now. I'm not even going to try. But even if it is already in the bag, I'm sure Juna would like to finish it strong. Why wouldn't you? Show up, take names, and leave. Leave a champion. The inaugural Irish Open Cup. What a success it has been here as well. Can't imagine that this is the last Irish Open Cup either, despite being the first. I think we're going to see a few more of these in the future. Once again, if anyone has the link in chat, let me know now. We'll throw a quick permit on you, and you can link to the Discord in the chat where all of this has been organized. I'm going to permit Daddy Dills. Thank you for making me say that name out loud on stream. 60 seconds. There you go. There's the Discord. British and Irish Trackmania Discord. Where, of course, all of this was organized, was put together by Babs. Great success. The map's all made by players in the tournament, except, of course, for Xerxes, the man who has just posted the link for us as well. Because he's not Irish. Unfortunate that he can't play in this one. But that's how it goes. And other than that, 5 maps made by Irish players, driven by Irish players, and driven well by Irish players tonight. We have seen some absolutely outstanding Trackmania. Everyone rinky. It feels like everyone's rinky. We come to the end of our warm-up. 0 seconds. 1 more non-elimination round. It turns out I lied to you earlier. I did promise you it was the last time you were going to see the no elimination this round message. Instead, you're seeing it 1 more time. Ooh, look at this. This fancy camera. Absolutely incredible. No idea how we got here, and you'll probably never see it again. So let's stick with it for the time being. Awesome dragon at the back. Oh, no, we've lost it. It's gone. I hate it. I miss it already. It was beautiful for the time being. But hey, here we are. It's the non-elimination round. A little bit of a slide out there, I believe, for Ferg. I think it was Ferg. Yeah, Ferg sliding out a little bit, but not sliding out too far. Caught it, regained good speed on the downhill, and it's swishy instead. And will crash out on that final turn, sliding directly into a wall. Headbutting it. Ooh, potentially a little wall bang there for Ferg. Anyone going for the risky? A few people going for the risky finish there. And a few of them bouncing off as well. Tiggy going for it again. This time nails it. But unfortunately, nailing it at the last effort. Second time of asking, probably not going to be enough. No elimination in the first round. Elimination from here on out. Keep your fingers crossed that I'm right this time. 1 player will be eliminated. A second bite at the apple for Awesome Dragon. Regain that PP form, Dragon. We're rooting for you here. Oh no. I've cursed him again, I think. It's not bad yet, though. There's still plenty of room for errors to be made by other drivers on this track as well. Heading down now towards the snow section. Awesome Dragon just going straight across. There's the slowdown. The other players avoiding that for the most part. That's Tiggy going very high on that one. Juna's a little bit low. Dank is a little bit slow. Surely we're not going to see Dank go out in 13th on the final map. That would be insane to me. Someone's crashed on the inside. Tiggy too slow. May even be too slow to actually make this loop. Just about makes it around the corner, but now it'll have to be a risky finish, and someone else probably having bounced off it does finish through the risky finish, even though he bounces away. And actually, Juna's gone. Excuse me. Hello? Juna, did you risky finish and miss? And then do it again? I think that's what's happened. Controller bugged. It happens. And that means we say goodbye to Juna, and now we just have to hope that the points were in his favour, that he's done enough in the previous rounds. Has some good players coming up behind him. Fishy Frog just behind, Babs behind, and again now this does mean the battle in the top 3 really does come down to Babs, Walshy and Fishy. All of them just separated by 2 points on this final map. Tiggy is behind on this one. Keep an eye on how the scores are going at the top. Ferg doing very well into that free ice checkpoint, but I imagine things will change as we come out the other side. Awesome Dragon a little bit slow on the ice. Tiggy with an awkward approach is going to bang off that wall, and so Awesome Dragon accelerates away towards the horizon. This last drift doesn't favour anyone. Tiggy crashed here last time, won't crash this time. Fast through the loop. Does anyone go for that risky finish in front? I believe Bazoot did. And Tiggy not even trying. Yeah, I don't know. I keep missing it. It's so hard to see. But players are going for the risky finish up in the pack. We need to keep an eye on the pack a little bit better, because the risky finish has claimed a second victim. Yatta gone already. Was only 2 points in front of Bazoot. So unless Bazoot goes out here on his own map, I think that Yatta is about to get overtaken. We said they came into the night neck and neck. We said Bazoot was a little bit frustrated to be right behind Bazoot, and here's his chance to put himself in front on his own map. As we head towards it, it's Awesome Dragon holding up the rear for this round so far. Good line through that though. Dank will come down the inside as well. This turn going to be so important. Dank is a bit of a different line through that, and I'm not sure it is the fastest line. Hasn't looked the quickest through the ice section out of all of these players so far. I'm going up to the pack. Let's see if anyone crashes off this risky finish. Tiger here in the middle. Players just in front of him. Walshy's gone for the risky finish. Bazoot's gone for the risky finish. They both made it. Ja Ryan at the back crashed somewhere in the background. And I think everyone's finished at this point, except maybe Tiggy. Tiggy has finished as well. Ja Ryan flying off into the distance. As Awesome Dragon sets another PB. Things you love to see here on this last map. Ja Ryan will drop out in 11th place. That's not what you love to see. You love to see the PBs. Ja Ryan a little bit unfortunate to crash on the last tech turn. Not sure if he fell victim to the name. No slide on that one. But whatever it was, it has resulted in a loss for Ja Ryan here. Bazoot leading the charge, and I think that's it. I think we can safely say Bazoot is going to have overtaken Yatta in the standings. And it came down to the very last map of the day. And honestly, there's several other positions that could happen to too. Walshy and Fishy both near the front on this round. Tiger a little bit further back, but faster into that one. And Tiggy, I think, crashes out a little bit. Bazoot freezing again. Surely we're not going to see Bazoot kicked again. We surely can't restart if we do. Bazoot's lagging a little bit all over the place. I'm nervous. I'm nervous for him. He's done enough to overtake Yatta, though, I believe. As Tiggy goes for the risky finish, crashes it out. And Tiger, I think, has already finished. Tiggy crashes again. One more time. Third time's the charm. It is the charm, but unfortunately, it's a charming 10th place for Tiggy. Makes the top 10 on map number 6. Gear down, slide out, no slide. But won't make it any further here tonight. That's the night ended for Tiggy, as we're inside the top 10 now. And I hope that we do get to see the fight for our top 3 spots come down to the top 3 here on this map. Hoping against hope. They are the final players left standing on this one. Walshy far on the outside of that one. A lot of speed carrying through off in the pack there, as Ferg is falling behind a little bit on this map. Walshy incredibly fast, but hits a pole. Oh my goodness, we're going to follow Walshy for a brief second here. Has managed to recover quite well. Did a few spins for luck on the ice, but is a long way behind. No slide here on the tech section going into it. has good speed though. Will he risk it? He has to risk it surely, and if he does it better than Awesome Dragon, in fact, he has more speed than Awesome Dragon. Awesome Dragon will now have to be the player to risk. Will have to go for the risky finish, crashes off the wall one more time. Walshy is gone for the risky finish, has managed to get it, picks himself up a fourth, and Swishy in the end crashed out on one of the last turns. Will be the player to drop in 9th place. Awesome Dragon holds on. I don't know if it was a PB, but they're continuing on in. Looking good. It was close there for Walshy though. One of our top 3, one of our top 4. Those players fighting for it. Looking a little bit less comfortable. A little bit less comfortable than he would have liked. Was incredibly quick leading up to it. That's nearly what led to the problems. Fishy Frog slightly behind after the cruise control section as the cars start to accelerate away into the dirt. Different lines chosen by a few of them. Few highs, few lows. Fishy Frog straight through. Just accepts the slowdown. Sets himself up nicely for a low line through the ice section. Tiger a little bit behind on this one. Into the tech. No slide outs. Nobody crashing into walls just yet. Everyone's still safe on this one. Tiger is behind going into the loop, and it'll be a risky finish. It'll have to be a risky finish. Ferg is just in front. Bazoot makes it through. The rest of them play it safe, as that is the hair decision you have to make when you're in a position like Tiger. You're only 2/10, 3/10 behind a lot of the players, and if any of them had chosen to go risky, then you would have played safe, and if they bounced off, that's your way back in. This time around though, nobody takes the risk except for Bazoot, and it's his map, and I trust him to do it. And so it doesn't quite work out on that round for the Tiger. We'll say goodbye to him. We'll head into this one. Dank last going into the cruise control section, but that's okay. It really does come down to this ice slide. That's what's been separating these players out. That heading into the tech, as Ferg will be a little bit slower going into it. Fishy Frog with a very low line. Ferg with an incredibly high one. Will carry a lot of speed into the tech section. Will not really retain all of it though. The drift shed a lot of that speed. Good speed through that turn though. Again, sheds quite a lot of it though at the very end. Ferg will have to risk again. And you'll have to hope that some of the players in front maybe risk as well. Will you risk, Ferg? No, you won't. Again takes the gamble that someone in front will. The prisoner's dilemma just not coming up in favor every single time. They're choosing to accuse, and everyone else is accusing with them. Ferg gone. 7 have gone. 7th has gone. 7 have gone as well. 6 remain is really the key point to get across here, I suppose. As we head back into it again, watch as most of these players will be. There you go, 3rd gear, about 230 speed for Babs. They shed a little bit going around that turn, and then they'll accelerate away into the banked turn. As they head towards the ice, Fishy Frog again just accepting that slowdown. Walshy really seems to be the only player fully going for those risky strats of turning. We've seen it nearly bite him once before. Credit to him for continuing to stick with it as he does. Awesome Dragon now chasing Fishy Frog, and oh! That's a big mistake, and it'll cost a lot as Awesome Dragon. The reset won't save you here. I'm not even sure. Do you have the speed? Yes! Crawls around the outside. You were first for 2 checkpoints. Awesome Dragon. Do you know what? An incredible run. PB set. Found the gold medal here during the map. An absolutely stellar performance from Awesome Dragon. We salute you for your top 6. Things you love to see. And first through 2 checkpoints. But we're into our top 5 on the final map. And it's Fishy, it's Babs, it's Walshy. We said goodbye to Juna earlier. We have Dank, our top 4 player, our top 2 on so many occasions. And we have the map maker, Bazoot as well. What a top 5. I don't think you could have asked for a much better one here on the final map, as they have all looked incredible. Again, we'll head down towards the snow. Who plays it risky? Dank TM does, so does Walshy. Babs and Fishy kind of accept it, but Dank gets another slowdown and is a little bit too low here. That's a clip on the wall. It's not a slide out, but it is a problem. The back wheel edge is so close. Right there to the edge. It doesn't slip over, but this is a slow run so far by Dank TM. You're gonna have to go risky finish. You're gonna have to hope that maybe it's enough to catch up to the players in front. And even more than that, you're going to have to hope that they miss it. Bazoot takes the risky finish. I believe Walshy did as well. Dank nails it first try, but ultimately just a little bit too far behind. Mistake in the middle on the ice section, costing just a little bit too much time. And it's 9/10 the difference as we put Dank TM out one more time, only making top 5. And that just shows you how well these players are doing, because he had backed Dank to make the top 2 on most of these maps, given how he's been playing. Final 4. Good looks have come out in chat as these players know it's all to play for. Walshy and Fishy and Babs These three players, they're still jockeying for position. They're still within 2 points of each other at the top of the table. These final positions could mean everything for our podium. And right now it is Fishy who's leading the rear. Walshy, though, has dropped, has made a bit of a mistake. I don't know if he actually touched the wall, but whatever he did, the line wasn't good. He's going to have to risk it. And if you lose to Walshy on a risky finish right now, how are you going to feel? He overtakes, he has the speed on Babs, goes for the finish, misses, bounces off, everyone else has finished. Babs went safe, called his bluff, and Walshy will lose to the risky finish. He's nailed it so many times already in these rounds. And at the death, when it counts, when it would have mattered, he could have even taken the safe finish. He had the speed, he'd overtaken Babs. He could have just finished. And that's the heartbreak. That's the joy of a risky finish. That's what it brings to round. We have our top three for the final map. It's Babs, it's Bazoot, and it's Fishy. And honestly, I think if Babs goes out now or Fishy goes out now, they're still tied. They're tied. They are literally on the same points. Whoever goes out first will lose to the other one. That is the stakes. And right now they are on top of each other. Babs sneaks out a tiny bit of a lead. It's Fish who does fall behind a little bit. He's got good speed. Bazoot is the one falling back. Has really good speed into the tech section though. Fishy Frog going into it. I think we're going to see it come down to the risky finish again. No, we're not. No, we are not. The map maker will let these two battle it out for the top of the table. I cannot believe that this is what it's come down to. After a week, after an hour and a half of stream, of the knockout rounds, it comes down to Babs and Fishy in the final of the final map to see which one of them comes out on top. Pray for no mistakes. Pray that it comes down to the risky finish, because that's what this competition deserves. That's what these players deserve. They've both been incredible over the week. In these, Fishy as well, coming out swinging from early in the day. One map too. And Babs, 3 world records on these maps coming into the night as well. Both of them not risking it over the snow that time. It's Babs who has a little bit more speed. It's Fishy sliding down onto the snow. It's Fishy who has fallen a little bit behind. Will Babs risk it? That's all that matters right now. No, it doesn't even matter. It's Fishy who has more speed. The tech section a little bit wrong for Babs. And right now, it will be Babs who has to risk. Will Fishy risk as well? Fishy doesn't risk! Fishy doesn't risk it! And it's Babs who comes away with the win. Because Fishy doesn't risk it. GG's, what a way to take your final round. Babs wins the match. And that is it. What a final we saw. What a match that was. What a knockout stage we've had. Absolutely incredible all round. I hope you've all enjoyed this one, because I know I have. It has been a pleasure to watch. As final results now will come in. How do we stand? We'll get them sooner rather than later. I believe we even have a nice little podium map to load into for you. We'll have to figure that one out. I'm sure Babs is reeling right now. But we are waiting for information from Babs on exactly how to do that. So any second, we'll get there. We'll definitely get there. Don't you worry about that. My goodness, the drama that is being delivered tonight, though. Things you love to see. Absolutely spectacular at the end. It is somewhere. Yep. We'll get there. Yeah. NuaLaoch on fire. Ironically, it is Deployer's house that's on fire. Look, it had to be called out. But, I mean, my goodness. I'm running out of things to say. It has been a long stream. Thank you all for sticking with it. But I say that, I don't know why you'd have left at any point. Once these rounds kicked off, these players have delivered time and time again. Stellar performances, tight racing, dramatic errors. Tonight had it all. What more could you ask for? This is why we need more Trackmania competitions, because they deliver. Cup of the Day format working incredibly well as well for us today. Brought some dramatic moments, brought some standout performances. I think you just have to highlight again how incredibly well Dank drove all day during those maps. But at the end of it as well, the firsts were fairly well spread out. One win for Dank on the first map. The second and third map both won by Fishy. The fourth map won by Walshy. And then Babs back-to-back wins on your final 2 maps. It will come up on screen in a second, I believe. Deployer is promising. Oh no, I moved the mouse. It's my fault. It is my fault. This is the problem with giving me any kind of control on this one. We are just waiting. We are going to have a little bit of a podium section here. We have some information coming through from Babs, who will be joining us for a quick chat after this one as well. There's your final results. In the end, it all came down to the final map. In third place, Walshy, only 6 points behind Fishy, only 2 points behind Babs. It could have swung either way. But in the end, Babs takes it. In the end, Babs just manages to squeak it on out. I cannot stress enough how incredibly close this has been all evening long. Anything could have gone differently. One missed turn again. Babs had a 10th and an 11th. Still comes out on top. You can't believe it. I can't believe it. I think it's pretty clear at this point that I am slightly stalling for time, because I think we've said all that needs to be said here. I think I'm losing my voice. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. But we should be alright. Sorry, I'm moving the mouse and I'm going to get given out to by production again. But my adrenaline is running high and I wasn't even driving. I tell you, much easier to be sitting here. Thank you for those of you who have subscribed to the channel as well. Very kind of you. Absolutely not necessary, but appreciated nonetheless. You can be assured that the money will be split between myself and Deployer, who's been absolutely wonderful on production here this evening. It's not an awful lot. We might just about afford a pint between us. But it's better than nothing, Deployer. I tell you what, we're going to need a drink, I think, after tonight as well. The tension has been running high. Wild ride more than sums it up. Let's double check. I believe the podium being set up. Let's try getting in, will we? I think it... No. It is. We're getting there. We're getting there. It is being set up, and I think, right? Lads, would you stop? Stop with the subscribing. It's very, very unnecessary right now. Because it has been a pleasure to be here casting this. You've provided us with the show. You guys provided the drama. All I did was shout. We do have Babs joining us here on the stream. Babs, congratulations. Hello. Nerves of steel.
It's to begin with, nerves that just overtook me, and then at the end, yeah.
It was a 10th and 11th in the middle there. I mean, at that point, were you kind of feeling it slipping away a little bit?
I was just feeling very disappointed with myself, and I just when I saw I went out on like the third last map there, I was gonna call it Swishy, and I told him, if I want to have any chance here, I need to win the next 2. And then it just happened.
And then you just did it. I mean, it's just that easy, right? I just need to win these next 2. Just go and do it. But I mean, incredible. I mean, at that point, when you won the second last map, when multi-style went like that, did you start to feel it? Were you starting to feel good? How did you feel about the last map in general? Was gear down, slide out, no slide one of the maps you were kind of feeling comfortable on coming in?
Yeah, so the second last map, multi-style, was my worst one. And I was surprised to get a win on it, honestly, especially against Juna, who was looking so good. And I think once I won that, I thought there's a chance. There's nothing to lose. And I'd kind of lost the nerves by then because I was more into the competition. And then the last one I knew, I love that map, the one that Bazoot made. It's been hunted quite a bit, and I really enjoy it. And yeah, I just managed to get consistent at it. I trained that before the event, and I'm just so glad that it was such a good show for everyone as well.
I tell you, that risky finish at the end. I mean, it's a split-second decision, right? Could you ever do anything else?
It was. I didn't go for the risky fin during the whole map, and in the loop I saw he was 0.2 behind me, and I didn't get a great drift. Yeah. And then I went into the red, and it was just then where I said, well, there's nothing to lose now. It's either I go for it or I miss it.
That's it. I think I called it the prisoner's dilemma at one point there. You have to call your opponent's bluff. Are they going to go to the risky finish? Are they not? I think Fishy just hoping against hope there at the very end. But as I say, nerves of steel in the end, Babs. And I believe, are we getting into a nice podium at some point? Is that the plan?
We should be, yeah. We should be.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
No, we won't be able to actually. There's a bit of an issue with it.
I wouldn't worry about that one. I mean, look, we've had more than enough of the cars today already. They have driven their hearts out. I think making them pick the controllers back up at this point might just be a little bit cruel. But I think we'll confirm that these are the final standings that we did display on stream that are filled in on the spreadsheet, which are Walshy in third, Fishy in second, and yourself, Babs, winning the whole thing.
It's honestly amazing. I want to say just a massive thank you to everyone who took part. Massive thank you to you, Nua and Deployer, producing behind. Massive thank you to Yata, who helped me organize the whole thing, making the spreadsheet and keeping it going. And just a general thank you to all the mappers and everyone who took part. It was such a good event. I feel like the Irish community deserves something like this, and I'm just so glad it went so well. And I'm sure there'll be many more to come. Also,
fingers crossed.
Also, big GG to Fishy. He was insane throughout the whole event. Dank as well. He's my student, and they both showed up in a huge way. But generally, just congratulations to everyone. Just really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for the next one.
Absolutely. I don't think any of us can wait for the next one, Babs. And a huge thank you to you, of course, from all of us for organising the whole thing, for making sure that it went ahead, for getting all the work done behind the scenes. And as we say, can't wait for the next one more time. Thank you all for joining us here tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure doing this. I say that on behalf of myself. I'm sure Deployer feels the same way. Unfortunately, he can't get his voice on mic. And it's been wonderful. We can't wait for the next one as well. We hope it's sooner rather than later. We hope we will see you all back here. We'll post the link to the Discord one more time where you can get involved in the Irish community as well. It's British and Irish community, so a few Brits here as well. And we will see you all back here at some point for the next iteration of the Irish Open Cup.